Hello and welcome to the Anime Dumpster Dive podcast, where we go in-depth on an anime that's been considered trash by pretty much anybody. I'm your host and hemomancer who can pick a point of gravity and teleport it to it, Jake H., and I'm joined by my co-host and Bloodivore who never puts on a shirt after episode 2, DJ.
Ooh, I bear it all, baby.
And my other co-host and hemomancer with big ol' boobs who can control shadows, Anthony.
I'm the sexiest one. I don't know.
And then we are joined by our special guest and co-host of Anime Ricochet, as well as a hemomancer who can make blades come out of his body and has a fear of women, Coby.
I so wanted that one so badly, and I'm so happy you gave me that one.
You have a fear of women, Coby?
I wanted to be, but then I also choked them out, like, within, like, a 2-minute period of that.
Oh, God.
It's because of your great fear that you choked
the fear
that I have to do it.
The fear is introduced and then immediately non-existent afterwards. Right?
Yeah. The more important thing is that I'm a spinny tornado blade person.
Yeah.
I want to be the hemomancer that ruins all tension by killing things in one punch.
That guy?
Yeah.
We're not that cool. We can't beat him yet.
We can't beat him.
Gotcha.
Dang it.
Gotcha. Maybe at the end of the review.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So,
Foreshadowing.
Coby, you are no stranger to being on this podcast. This is your second time on it. But last time, we actually let you watch a good anime in the Madoka Magica movie. And this time, we made you watch the anime hit Bloodivores.
Did he watch something before that, or no?
Nope, this is my first trash anime.
This is
Now I'm fully on your guys' side. Wow, you guys watch some shit stuff.
This one was one of the better ones.
This is I'll tell you, Coby, this one ain't bad. This one is not as bad as the previous ones.
So, Coby, not counting Bloodivores, what is the worst anime you've seen? Because last time you were on, you said that it was Kuroke no Basuke. So has that changed?
It has not, but I remember talking about it. I was caught up in a fit of rage, and I just kind of ranted about why it's bad. But here's a more logical answer about why that anime is bad. When I think an anime is truly trash is when I see that it has potential to be something really great, and then it just completely squanders it.
Oh,
every
the
chance
Juni
it's given.
Taisen effect.
Yeah, sure. I haven't seen that one, but I think it's that one as well. So when I see something with great potential, with a lot of cool ideas, and then they just fuck it up completely, that's when I get really furious. So I'm so glad we watched Bloodivores, because
they never had any potential at all.
There was no potential. We started.
Funnily enough, this is the best vampire anime we've watched, Coby.
Thank God.
And we have watched a different anime that was about vampires.
To be fair, I don't think you can call this anime about vampires.
I don't think you could call the last one about vampires either.
I think you call the last one about rapists, and there you go.
Yeah,
yes,
I agree.
So you can watch no vampire animes on your podcast.
Yes,
pretty
correct.
much.
One edgy rape anime, and what would I call this?
Trash.
Just nonsense of a pile of garbage.
So another thing we've been doing, because we've had guests the past couple of podcasts, and it's no different than this one. We've been having the guests do the synopsis of the show. So, Coby, how about you lead us into Bloodivores?
All right, Bloodivores. Okay, in a kind of a future where a horrible virus has broken out as a side effect from a drug that cured a disease of some sort, and those side effects turned a lot of people into what the public has seen bloodivores, bloodthirsty vampires. So then the government straps on a bunch of collars to these bloodivores to track them. And we follow 4 bloodivores. This best friend group, who I guess aren't really that best friends anyway, they rob a bank and are suddenly transported to
He's not making this shit up, folks. He's not.
Into a place where they wake up and then they're trapped with all these other prisoners, and then their only goal is to survive like maybe, or there's maybe another goal in there. I don't know. And then they have to work their way to find out the mysteries of where they are and when they are and how they are, all while developing special powers. How they do?
Well, here's the thing, Coby. It almost sounds like a way that DJ does a synopsis, but I know that you're not being ridiculous.
It's accurate, though.
Well, like trying to find the through line, but I can't think of a one sentence synopsis for this because it just keeps changing.
The main concept of the show changes like every 3 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know.
This synopsis, it was like, did you ever play that game in middle school where everyone sits around in a circle and one person says like one sentence of a story and the next person says a new sentence of a story and the next person says a new sentence? It's like, like popcorn. It's that just times 12 because each episode is like written by someone with completely different ideas.
Well, the way you say that makes me think that there's that person who couldn't think of an idea, so just kept going, and so that's how come it keeps piling on.
And robots, and dragons, and future.
So, okay. Here's some background information on Bloodivores. It is based on the Chinese webcomic Time Prisoners. Yeah, that's...
Time Prisoners!
Figure that out.
Yep, that is the...
It was Chinese. Took me way too long.
Way too long? The character's name?
I'm sitting there going, why are all these guys got Chinese names?
It was made by studios Creators and Pack, who did a bunch of weird anime, like a bunch of weird, like, they did Oji-san and Marshmallow, which is like
what the fuck is that?
10-minute episode animes about this girl who's like in love with this fat guy at work.
He's Marshmallow.
That's the story of my life, huh? Okay.
And it's a couple studios, and Namu Animation, which has done Bloodivores and 2 other anime. So
okay, 2 other ones.
Two other ones.
Yeah, not a lot of anime under these studios' belts here.
I am shocked.
Couldn't tell.
And
Couldn't tell.
The director worked on Batman Gotham Knight, the Dot Hack series, and Shuffle, but all of those only as the art director.
So he got a shot
really?
to like step up and be like, all right, I get to direct an anime. I'm still going to make everybody proud.
Yeah, yep.
Stepped up and failed. Stepped up and failed.
Yeah, stepped up and failed. Fell flat on his face.
Yoshimi Umino is the director's name.
From China.
It aired in the fall of 2016 and has a current score on my anime list of 5.6.
Woohoo! We really hit a nice number with that. That's a nice, pretty number. You know that you're going to get some good content with a nice 5.
5
5.
points.
So before we go in depth on our review on it, our recap, we like to give our first impressions of the show, as well as our opinions on the main characters. And so I'm going to start off the first impressions by saying I don't know what I was expecting going into Bloodivores, but I can tell you I was not expecting what we got. Like I thought it'd be like a vampire people living in a utopian type society where they're shunned, which the first episode was kind of like that, and then it just turned into Battle Royale meets King of Thorn meets the X-Men. Like it just was throwing me off. I had no idea what I was expecting, but it wasn't what we got.
Yeah, how it keeps keeps you on your toes and keeps you kind of guessing and trying to figure out what type of show it's trying to be, and how that attitude keeps up for like 9 episodes in a row. Just like, okay, is this the type of show I'm watching? Oh wait, no, that's not the main story. Okay, this is the main story I'm watching. No, okay, wait, no, that's not the important part. It should be. This is what it is. It just creates this dissonance in your head. It's just like, I don't know what the hell is going on and what I'm watching.
That's actually the plot is it's pretty meta in the fact that it's not actually what you're watching, it's the fact that you don't know what you're watching. They really tried that for that. Did you know that?
Screw you.
You could almost make that argument if it was an anime original, but the fact that it's based off of a webcomic, no, this shit's bad.
Yeah. I'm curious to know how the webcomic, kind of plays out too. Don't get me wrong. This doesn't make me want to go through the webcomic in any way, shape, or form. I mean, as Coby kind of put it, it twists and turns constantly, almost to the point of like losing me at every single introduction of quote unquote plot. And that without getting deep into it.
There's
without
a proper way to do that, except you can't leave your dangling plots behind, like before you jump on to the next thing. But then this show doesn't bother to try to explain anything that happened before jumping to new ideas and new plot points that it wants you to focus on, leaving you like, wait, no, I wanted more explanation on that past thing. Don't go forward yet. Wait a second, and then we're still left behind.
So we'll go ahead and let's get into our main cast here, which is we'll go with the four friends kind of friends. Let's start with possibly the weakest of the four, with Win Chow.
And who is he?
Win really?
He's Shirty or no Shirty?
How can you not know the name? How
he was
can you not know
Jackie.
the names?
He
They say
was
the names
Boy.
every other line. Hey,
That
Win
is
Chow,
true.
what are you doing here, Win Chow? Win
He
Chow,
was
are you okay?
Jack-
Win Chow? Win Chow? Yes, Milu. Win Chow, are you okay? Yes, Milu, I am okay, Win Chow. It's ridiculous.
Their names are ingrained in my head forever.
I
Jackie.
don't know any of their names.
Is he Ajax? He doesn't feel pain?
Yeah, is he that one? Wait, is he Shirty or no Shirty?
He's Shirty.
He's the dude who isn't really part of the main cast. He kind of just he's shotgun guy, the guy who's constantly
Jacket
holding
boy.
the shotgun.
Cryy redhead.
You guys,
Yeah.
your guys, Cry redhead guy is better than Jacket Boy.
Jacket Boy. He's wearing a jacket.
So is
Nobody
Liu
else.
Yao.
Which one's that one?
So is me.
Oh
Lou.
my God.
Everyone's wearing jackets.
He does have a bigger jacket than the
He
other
does
one.
have a bigger jacket though, and it's a distinct jacket.
It's a distinct jacket.
It's
That
a
is true.
distinct Everyone's wearing.
Let's call him
jacket
Jacket
Hank from fucking
Let's
Best
Call him
Friends.
Jacket Guy.
Oh, jacket guy. You know what? Shotgun guy. I like it. I came up with that idea. That's what we're gonna call him.
Yeah.
So shotgun guy.
He doesn't even
I
get
don't
it.
know.
till
Other people have
Yeah, I know.
shotgun.
He's got a shotgun there at the end.
He's
I
like,
don't know.
Shotgun?
the first real scene with him, he has a shotgun. He has a shotgun the
know.
entire time.
Redhead
I
with a
guess
shotgun.
Let's
He's
call
not-
him not so important to nor does he matter guy.
I'm going
Number
to call him
4.
number 4. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
God, you guys are terrible.
Deal. Number 4.
Anyway, so Win Chow is, to me, like, basically what we've been talking about here is just pointless. He has no purpose in the story other than to be, like, a drama queen.
Yeah.
And to be the character that you thought, like, he's, I guess he's meant to be that character that you hope reunites with his friends, but he's been a dick the entire time, like, and he's not likable, so I don't want him to reunite with the main cast. I kind of forget his existence until he shows up, holding his shotgun, wearing his jacket.
They only needed him to reenact the scene they lifted directly from the movie Heat.
Which one was that?
Which one? What scene is
Where
that?
he's like, don't let her get in the car.
Oh, in the
Oh,
train.
right. They only want her.
That's right at the
Leave her
beginning.
here.
Yeah.
She's a loose cannon. Don't let her get in the car.
His best friend, because they're all best friends. And
Yeah,
then
they
he'll
are.
just
We're not
immediately
friends.
put a shotgun to the back of her
Yeah.
head.
We're not friends
Chow.
anymore. We're not friends
Your
anymore.
collar's beeping. Get out of here, beeping collar.
Right. So number 4 was useless.
Okay,
Yes.
so we'll move on to our next character in Chanfong. The guy who's shirtless the entire show, and the show calls him out on it.
Yeah.
That might be the only aspect of the show I liked. Was
Yeah. Well, you still shirtless? Like, why are you not wearing anything yet?
because like in the third episode, he gives him a shirt, and he's like, or whenever he shows up, he gives him a shirt and goes, "You're gonna catch a cold," and then he sees him again. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
And that would be good if he served any point, like, or if he had any character trait or any value to the group, like in the
My
slightest.
powers only work if I'm not wearing a shirt.
But he doesn't even have that. He stands around. That's it. He's like white bread.
His character trait is being the sacrifice guy. Like, that's his deal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It again kind of felt like he was just there to be a different voice.
I agree.
They're like, fuck, we need 4 people.
Yeah, it just
And they
unnecessary.
were like, shit, we already have one character that's barely in the plot. They're like, I guess
we need to have,
make one without a shirt on?
Yeah.
that's
Who-
enough of a
who
character
else-
trait, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
it works
that's
for
fine.
free.
They'll love it.
I'm serious. Who else were they going to put in the cry? Who else were they going to put into the cry fight? Huh?
When they punch
Yeah,
each
They got
other.
Jacket Boy.
We would
Definitely
not have felt the feels if that was Win Chow.
Yeah,
Exactly.
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 So then we go on to our next character, and actually a character I guess who has some character. I don't know. I didn't like her at all. With Anji.
I thought it was a weird name, and I kept thinking of the monster from Monster Hunter.
The
The
Anjanath?
dinosaur? The Anjanath, yeah. I kept thinking of an Anjanath every time I saw her name. And then I went, that's a dumb name. And then I continued on watching, unfortunately.
I don't get. Again, like she has points in there where she's supposed to be like this dramatic, like, character, I guess.
Yeah.
Like where Milu goes through like a thing and she like sits there and she's like, I gotta save him, blah blah blah. And like the show really depends on their relationship at times, and I have no idea what their fucking relationship is. Like, they don't explore it for having scenes so dependent on it.
That's true.
Yeah, she's pretty weak.
They also don't, like, know what they want to do with her. Like, is she tsundere? Is she, like just, like, a normal chick? Like, what's her personality type? Because she kind of juggles between a few.
undecided, and I think the writers are still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like their relationship. They're trying to
Just like
figure
the
out that
relationship.
too.
Well, the show positions her as like the most important person to the plot for like the first 7 episodes, just because she's female, and like everything that they do kind of revolves around her.
They're like, ooh, is that a girl?
That's it. She's everything. It's like she's the driving motivation for most of the main characters, and you know, helping her out is the most important thing. And then the writers don't know what to do after episode 7, so they're like, oh, let's just put another girl in there and then make her the most important thing for a while. But like for this first 6 episodes, it's just she's the most important thing, and everything needs to revolve around her, but they forgot to give her a personality or any character.
She's also
Yep.
unconscious a large
That's,
majority of the fucking time,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, she does. She fulfills her role.
you know what's a great way to really develop the characters, the plot between two characters, you know? Characters that, you know, may fall in love over, you know, a traumatic events they're going through, and they may, you know, learn to more about each other and more about themselves even through these traumatic events and experiencing them together. You know what's a great way to do that? Just make one of them unconscious most of the time.
Well,
Just take one of them and just make them unconscious large majority of the time.
are you telling
That'll
me
do it.
Hunger Games would have worked out better if Peeta was unconscious most of the game?
Yes. I'm telling you.
100%.
I'm telling you, if she just, as soon as she found him, if they just made him go unconscious and then she was there by herself and he laid there lifeless, man, would they have been able to get some really good plot going?
Because then it would be great. Because then she would have challenged her ideas of like who Milu was, and and her projecting all of her hopes and dreams onto this unconscious body, and her trying to save the idea that was in her head. But if he wakes up, is he going to be that same person? That's just some really deep, compelling drama right there.
Oh yes, it is.
So let's get to our main character, and this guy was a fucking Gary Stu.
Cold Steel.
Okay, this guy was a fucking OC. Do not steal.
He's an OC. Do not steal. Nothing personnel, kid. That's what he is.
Fucking Milu.
Nothing personnel, cops.
Oh my gosh.
I got nothing to say about this loser.
Yeah,
I had a thought during the first episode that's one of the funniest thoughts I've ever had. While he's driving around being Mr. Perfect, super cool, maybe it went into the second episode too, and he's doing all this cool stuff, and he's just smiling like, they're never going to catch me. And then he's like, there's 15 of them behind us. Throw the grenades at them. I'm the best. I got an idea. I was like, when they got caught, I was like, I hope that this is like about them being in prison. And I hope this turns into one of those suffering animes. It's like ReZero, starts out pretty normal. You're like, all right, got a main character, and then turns into a suffering anime. I was like, well, hopefully this turns into one of them. Because, man, did I not like it.
That's what you get for having hopes and dreams about this anime.
Yeah.
They're not going to meet them.
Okay, so as if the Bloodivore thing, like the fact that they're Bloodivores just didn't matter to the plot at all. The fact that he's half Bloodivore, half human, makes no difference.
He's the child of hope.
He's the child of
Makes
peace.
no sense.
Peace.
Makes no sense.
He's going to unite them. You didn't get that from the first episode? How there's such a war between the Bloodivores and the regular humans?
Yeah. So much.
You didn't see that when they showed you?
When they showed the empty streets and the no cars of everywhere they lived, because there's only like 10 people in that major metropolis.
Oh,
it was right there, Jake.
You just
It just missed in plain sight, man.
Like the fucking child of peace nonsense. It seemed like they were fine, like they were just hanging out, and then that one Bloodivore went crazy, and then he killed a woman, and then the police beat him up, and then they were like, ugh, they're racist against Bloodivores. I'm like, that guy killed a woman. That guy killed a woman. No, they're not.
Yeah,
you know what? Because they're racist, let's rob this bank.
No, we find out the reason they robbed the bank 5 episodes after they do it.
They didn't. When they first robbed that bank, they didn't have that reason in mind. They didn't have that figured out. Because their motivations change from when you find out their motivation and how they're actually acting at the bank. Like when they do flashbacks, they just change it.
No, the flashbacks.
It's not like they hit it. It's not like they hit it originally. Like they just kind of change it.
Like, oh shit, we don't like that idea. Let's just redo that.
I prefer some of the changes over that one episode where he's like having flashbacks of like literally every episode we just saw, of just like little spurts of like all of his friends, and I'm just like, ugh.
How will I know what I watched this season?
I need to know.
They didn't do that.
I prefer that rather than flashbacks that he wasn't present for. Like, I like when he remembers and he's just not there for the memory. It's like, you weren't there? Why are you remembering this?
That flashback. Okay, well, seems like we're getting really into it already, so let's just go ahead and we'll jump to our recap/review. If you would like to skip spoilers for Bloodivores, go ahead and jump to the time above. So let's go ahead and let's get started now. Actually, before I go into the plot, let's talk about the opening and the ending songs. No, the opening and ending songs.
Twists.
Just the worst
No more
choices.
surprises.
The opening song was sung by Puppy Cat, right? From being Puppy Cat?
Yeah, probably. It sucked. I hated it. It was one of the worst
my
ones
very
we've had.
first note about this show was just, I hate this opening so much. Yeah. Like, that was the first thing I wrote, because like, oh, this is going to totally not work with the tone. It was put me to sleep almost immediately.
Yeah, I watched them both once, and I went, nah, I'm not doing that again.
I watched them multiple times, and I noticed something. Is Li Shen's not in any of the openings?
Any of them. Yeah, he's an unplanned character. I feel like he
they added in. They went,
Yeah, they did.
Li Shin. And then, so the opening's not good. The animation has nothing I like. There's like one group shot. There's not a lot of jumping.
No.
There's no beat drop that makes it go faster.
They do the thing where they show you weird shit that you have no idea what it fucking means right now, too, in the opening.
Yeah.
It's like, here's what's gonna happen later. I don't
about
care.
10 or 11 episodes.
Just show me, like, the characters hanging out. I don't want to see stuff that I don't understand. That not only kind of spoils it for me, but it also, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Especially in an anime like this. I definitely don't know what it
when
means.
they put it in.
Yeah.
They were like, let's have a dragon. We have to work that dragon in, though. Okay, we'll do it. We'll work them in.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah,
it'll
we
be
like
fine.
dragons. Cool. Let's leave the dragon. How are we gonna get him in the anime?
We'll figure it out as we go along. Just get to the bank robbing scene.
And then there's the ending that is full English, which is really weird.
The
Yeah.
only good part about the ending is the shot of like her boobs in that white shirt.
I knew it. I knew DJ was going to bring up that.
I figured DJ would like that.
We don't get to the actual ending until like episode 4. We get like weird, like we get the ending song from episode 1, but we get weird like animations until episode 4, where we get the actual consistent ending of Anji being in that white shirt.
Well, it was trash.
It was
not bad ending overall. I'm all right.
DJ's like, the visuals I was on board. Music, not so much.
Yeah,
God.
music was
Music for the whole show was eh.
It wasn't cohesive. It was like
No.
they were like, what'd be cool in this scene?
Jazz.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
All right, two rock now.
But music, but with instruments. And the guy went, "You're a genius. Good job."
I'm putting that in.
I'm putting it in. Fuck the instruments. I just need you to make that sound over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck using instruments. That doesn't make any sense.
So
Have you read the screenplay?
Doesn't matter. It's not supposed to make sense. We're gonna be real deep.
Yeah. My favorite part about the ending, just real quick before we move forward, is the stop motion animation that they have of them walking off into the white nothing emptiness. That's my favorite part.
I
hope that's how all of their lives ended.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with the first episode. So, Coby, the disease that they were trying to cure was insomnia.
Oh, insomnia. I knew it was something real stupid.
Here's the thing. Here's
I thought it was polio.
the thing. Starting off on just the strangest of foots. Insomnia? It's a problem?
Yeah, it plagues hundreds.
Can you?
We cannot sleep. We cannot sleep.
Imagine
Let's make
making that
vampires.
press announcement about it's like, yeah, we're trying to cure insomnia, guys, and we created vampires. Like, we're so sorry. Like, our bad.
Just laughed during that. That's not a funny topic. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. It's just so ridiculous.
They're like, wait, but vampires don't sleep. Exactly. I don't know what we're doing.
It was a weird thing. Now they're hungry for blood, so be careful.
Watch out. Watch out. Don't
Now they can't sleep and they want to drink blood. Ooh.
Yeah, have a good sleep.
Didn't even cure the insomnia.
Yeah, it made it worse because now everyone's staying up late, worried about getting eaten by vampires.
So they have to take the stuff for insomnia, and they're just turning into vampires.
Yeah. The vicious circle, man.
So
You're right, Prescott. We're going to make millions.
I do want to point out here, Crunchyroll. I'm using Crunchyroll's synopsis to help me guide through the episodes, and there's fucking spelling errors in the synopsis. Like
They probably wrote it.
Like the characters' names aren't right. Like Milu's name is My Ryu, and it's like they whoever wrote the synopsis is like Crunchyroll. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
Get this shit over with.
Okay.
I was going to say, do you want me to call out another fan base? I will. Hmm?
I don't think this has a fan
Thank God.
So,
Thank God.
So we get started with getting jumped right into a chase scene with the world's coolest character, Milu, and his girlfriend, Anji, just throwing grenades at cops. And
He's like, blow me while I fuck at these cops, babe.
I
don't do that, so...
Because we don't want to hurt anybody. But let's throw these grenades.
I did not think he was the main character. I thought that these two were like going to be like the opening kill for somebody, like the main character. Like they're the bad guys that just like get stopped by like our main character. But no, they were our protagonists.
There are people.
I knew when I saw his smug face that he was the main character.
Really?
His smug face and his white hair.
His smug face and his white hair, I was like, yeah. Classic Jake move.
Yeah, we're going to follow this guy.
We're going to follow this guy.
I hope it's just 12 episodes of a car chase of him throwing grenades at cars.
I hope he never makes a mistake and is perfect in every way the whole anime. He's too cool for me. I don't know if I can handle him.
So they eventually end up getting stopped by the this world's like counter-terrorist group. I can't even remember what they're called.
BST.
The BST.
Yo, who the fuck are those guys? Also, that never comes up.
The Bureau of...
The first time he sees him, he's like, oh. He just kills a bunch of cops, is an impossible guy to beat in a car chase. Nobody can stop him in any way. And he sees the BST, just stops. It's a BST! Oh. And he stops. It's like, what?
And then as if this first episode isn't telling of how the show is going to work out, for some weird reason, we got the car chase first, because then we get a cut into the bank robbery. And for no...
Yeah, just start there.
Yeah, what's the point? There's no purpose on starting during the car chase. Like, why not start at the beginning? And it's because they wrote the car chase first, and they went, "How did we get here?"
Oh God, they got to do something. Okay, they're gonna. Yeah, why would you run from cops? Maybe rob a bank? Sure. Okay, let's put all characters in there. Let's see what happens. All right, we're freewheeling this anime, guys.
I like it. Next, anybody else? Huh? Who's got something? Huh?
They
go to prison. What?
There's monsters.
Sure.
It's a space prison.
No, keep them coming.
No, space prisons. A time prison. Yes.
Oh,
that's good.
But what about the dragon? Is the dragon there yet? Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. We'll get
there. Don't you worry. He writes in big letters. Dragon. Oh.
So
I promised you a dragon, so you are getting one. All right.
Just staring at the board, it's like, how do I connect the car chase to this dragon? I'll find a way somehow.
And then he just writes a giant line from car chase to dragon and goes,
Car
chase
to dragon.
Done. So, we get to see how they led there, and it was a bank robbery with Che Fang. I almost called him Chow Yun Fat.
This anime would have been 100 times better if it was just Chow Yun Fat.
Chow Yun Fat. Are you serious?
Like with these 3 other Bloodivores.
Oh, serious.
And so
who gave Chow Yun Fat a katana? God damn it!
So we had Che Fang and Wen Chao with them, and the bank robbery doesn't go as planned, and so they end up getting to the car chase, getting arrested, and then they find out that the hostages that they had were all murdered, and that's like a mystery. Like, again, this is where then I thought, because at first I thought, okay, it's going to be about these like bank robbers. Oh no, they got caught. Okay, now it's going to be about them solving their like framing in jail, and then they're given the death penalty. And I went, oh,
well, they didn't solve the case.
Well, they didn't. Okay,
you will die.
And so,
here's another thing about the bad storytelling in this anime. When they show him the pictures of the dead people, I thought those were the cops. I was like, okay, so when he threw those grenades, he killed all those cops, and now he's suddenly realizing it? All right. And then they're like, did you do it? And I'm like, yeah, he did it. I watched him throw the grenades and stuff. And they're like, no, I don't know who did it. And then it like cuts back to like the people, and I'm like, oh, okay, it was the people in the bank? And I'm like, well, if he didn't kill the people in the bank, he still threw grenades at those cops. Like, they're obviously not okay. Like, there's a giant explosion.
Those poor cops.
Doesn't matter. The city is empty. There were no casualties.
I was just the whole time I was like, okay, say he didn't kill those people, right? In the bank. What about the giant explosion of cop cars?
Yeah, you still get
That's
5 to 10 years.
obvious. Yeah,
You
that's
still should be in
obviously
jail.
at least 5 to 10 years for that, man. Come on.
Yeah. Because then, like what Jake was saying, then it sets up like the mystery of just like, okay, maybe it's a mystery of who did it. Because then there's a scene of where he like flashes like, which one of my teammates could have done this? Could it have been Angie? Could it have been Win Chao? Could it have been Chen Fong? And it like flashes back like all their time in the bank that we just fucking saw.
Yep. It makes no sense. It's so bad.
No.
And so
When he like leans back in front of that cop and he's like, "Just let me go, all right?"
My dad works for Nintendo.
Oh my god! I was
My
like,
dad works for Nintendo.
fucking
Let me
God.
go.
I was like, I hope this guy gets fucking lynched. That's what I
Whoa.
thought.
Oh,
He's a-
oh.
He's a vampire. I don't know.
So,
I hope
Lynch-
the
so
expert-
then at
Lynch
the,
is
so at
what
the
takes us
end
to-
of that part, they end up getting transferred in a van, and the BST show up and just unload on the van, and the series is over. It ends.
Yeah. I was like, okay. That was
Yay.
I thought that when it said death penalty, if it just cut to black right there, that'd have been saved me a lot of time.
I love the ending of the first episode. It's the only ending I liked about all this, because it gave me the glimmer of just like, oh, that's kind of cool, because I thought they just all were fucking murdered like right away. I was like, okay, I could be on board with this, and then not.
No. Instead, in the next episode, Milu wakes up in a crate with 2 new characters, because we got to know the last 3 characters. I
4.
was with.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This is when the plot really starts.
Oh, yeah. Hooks me.
Like, oh yeah, I didn't care about those last people. Who are these? These are the real people I want to know about.
I kind of thought it might go that way. I was like, okay, this might be the main cast? Because then he wakes up in a crate with Li Shin and Cho Yifen. And immediately I forget Cho Yifen. Immediately I forgot who she was.
Yes. Well, the show forgot
Yeah,
to.
me too. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
I guarantee with her character they changed it halfway through the writing, and they're just like they wanted to keep her one way to begin with. They're like, oh wait, no, I have a cooler idea. Let's go this other route with her character.
And then,
He's like, all right, you're the one that thought of the dragon.
but we already wrote
Not gonna
her
doubt
out
you.
of the show. How about if we didn't?
Nonsense.
If we didn't do that,
We,
they're like, I don't
Nonsense,
remember that.
we
No,
want you.
we literally wrote her out. I don't remember. It's fine. I don't think the audience will remember either. Just
That
put her
didn't
back
happen.
in.
That didn't happen.
Time, space.
But didn't she got sliced up? No, no, didn't happen. Fake news.
so then the crates open. Well, Shin Lee also turns out to be an assassin.
Li Shin.
Li Shin, yeah, sorry, turns out to be an assassin. And he puts on his crop top, he puts on his coat, and he puts on his ridiculous amount of knives, and then the crates open, and it reveals that there's all these death row inmates in here. And then Anji walks in, and she starts explaining to everybody the rules, but it's not Anji. It's an android that looks like Anji.
It's an android that looks like Audrey.
Why? Why does
Because-
the android need to look like Anji?
Because she was
Bag of
We'll
tricks.
get an answer to that. Don't you
It's a
worry.
bag
Don't
of
you worry.
tricks.
We'll have an answer for that later.
because she was the prettiest one. The main character's girlfriend is of course the prettiest one because he's the most badass guy in the world. So who better to seduce all these men and get them going for this battle royale other than the prettiest girl in the whole world?
My question for you guys is just because you see this robot, and then they say throughout the series, like, oh, that robot was supposed to be our guide before the robot is destroyed. So do you guys really think the robot should have been their guide throughout from start to finish and would have given more answers, and it wasn't supposed to die at that moment, so they just completely fucked themselves right away?
No. I think it was all perfectly planned out. It was
Everything
in no
is
way,
planned
shape, or form. Yeah, exactly. It's in no way, shape, or form. It was incorrect. It was the perfect thing that was meant to happen. I counter with this. How many of those prisoners were like, wait a minute, She's standing right there.
She was hiding behind him.
She had a hood on, Anthony. Look, now you guys can't know who I am.
Who's that? Who is that guy?
It's me.
Oh my gosh, it's Jake.
Oh my god, he looks just like that robot. They could tell it was a girl in the hoodie, but not who it was.
So Anthony brings that up. The real Anji is actually hiding behind Milu.
She goes, "Psst, it's not me. It's her."
What?
And he instantly is like, oh, I guess it's not you then. All right.
Oh, that's well, if you say so, I 100% believe you without any
Without
any doubt in the back of my mind.
Yeah,
did you do
visual
anything?
confirmation. And you're also not wearing your clothes. She is. So maybe you're the robot, is all I'm saying.
Now let's just see how this plays out.
Which pretty much they do, because because this is like one of the few times where it just makes sense for like men to be scummy, is because they're all death row inmates, and so they all instantly are like, yeah, woman, let's get her,
Let's
get her.
take her out on a date.
Thank God.
Everyone take a number. We'll do this orderly.
How many girls is there? 1? 3,000 of us?
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any tickets or anything like that we could use? No?
Anyone have anything to write with? Pad of paper,
hold
maybe?
Hold up your number of fingers, and that's what number you are. We can go up to 10.
That's not enough.
Can I go twice, please?
No.
So
Go once, and then if you want one later, you got to get back at the back of the line.
So that ends up happening, and this guy ends up ripping off her shirt, and then Chen Fong comes to her rescue. He then takes off his shirt and puts it on her, and he will never get that shirt back.
Well,
Nope.
And
he said goodbye to that shirt for the last time.
So then he ends up fighting with a guy, and at this point, someone kind of brings up that their collars are different. Oh, because Bloodivores have to wear collars. That was the thing.
So you know they're Bloodivore.
Is that why the Bloodivore thing became that's why they're Bloodivores? Is like we have to come up with the reason why no one's going to question why they're wearing collars. Bloodivores have to wear collars. Perfect. That's our.
How did they?
That's our end.
That's their way. But so these people turned into Bloodivores and started, becoming really angry and like killing people. So then the government responded with, "We won't wipe out this group of very dangerous individuals right away. We'll capture them all and put collars on them so we'll know, because there's no way they did it willingly. And then we'll just kind of release them out into the wild, and then don't worry, because when they glow red, that's when just run away."
Exactly.
That's what you're supposed to
Run away. Look at their necks, and if it's red, run.
If it's red, you're dead. So,
If it's red, you're dead. God.
How's it going? My name's Hank. I'm here to teach you guys about Bloodivore safety. Does anybody have any questions right now? First rule: if it turns red, run as fast as you can.
Yeah, that's it. Why didn't you handle this problem beforehand? Why'd you just slap collars on them and put this warning system on?
Next question.
No. Second
more
rule:
questions.
don't bleed on them.
You're banned.
Right?
You're banned from out of here.
Don't bleed on them. Second rule: don't bleed on them. All right.
That's my favorite part about that too. Is they collected all these people and then just put a bunch of collars on them and then just release them like a bunch of stray dogs. Like, go be free, populate the earth.
Sorry, you had insomnia. Now you're a vampire.
Sorry, you're a vampire now.
At least you can sleep now, eh? Yeah.
Vampires don't sleep.
Yeah, at least you don't need to sleep now, eh? You're not tired anymore, is what I'm trying to say.
So, did we cure your insomnia? Hmm?
Yes. So
They come out, we've got good news, and we've got bad news. The insomnia is cured.
Yeah!
Bad news is, everyone is a bloodthirsty vampire.
No questions at this time?
Oh, boo.
We'll be taking no questions at this time.
Oh, boo.
If the collar turns red, run away.
Wait a minute. You caught all the people who were infected,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and then you just put collars on them.
Yeah,
we did.
so everybody knows
For
that they're
identification
blood
purposes.
Yeah.
Just okay. I have more
They're electronic
questions, but
cars,
you did say
they turn
save
red.
questions till the end. So
They're mostly fine. You're fine. Just don't bleed.
don't
Right.
don't worry. You'll be fine as I put on this full body armor suit.
Full body everything.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Excellent. So
Where are you going? Not here. Not here.
not here. We just really released them outside. They're outside right now.
Anywhere but here with all the bloodthirsty vampires.
Gosh, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. No, you should stay here, though. Yes, it's perfectly safe.
Okay, so, God, what were we talking about? The fight. So, this show's just ridiculous. So the
That rapes his face.
yeah, so he's
And he gets up and he goes, "Did you just kick me in the head?"
He did.
Yes,
He says
he did.
that.
So they get in a fight, and then the rapist is kind of winning, and then his head explodes. Like his counter clocks down to 0, and his head explodes. And then this is where the Anji robot goes, "Oh, the colors are there so you guys don't fight each other."
Turns out,
So
not a battle royale anime.
Yeah, it's not a battle royale.
Not allowed.
So
Apparently.
it clearly establishes this rule in episode 2 that if you fight your other people, your head explodes. So just
Yes.
that's just very important going forward.
It is cemented.
That's what they say is what these colors are, and everyone agrees this is what's happening.
Yes. So then the Anji robot's destroyed by giant purple monsters.
And you go, wait, what?
Yeah.
And you look at the monster and you go, well, that's the worst animated monster I've ever seen.
You're like,
Yeah.
in what world is that terrifying? It's not. It's like they gave a leech arm, like muscular arms.
Yeah. Excuse me, Leech. I'm not afraid of you, all right?
And so these weird creatures go on then to... Actually, did you guys ever watch Ben 10?
I played
Yeah, a
the
little
video
bit.
for achievements.
He kind of looks like they kind of look like that one orange alien that Ben 10 could turn into,
Oof.
like the dog one.
Really reaching on that one.
It's like one of the main
Really?
ones he can turn into. It's literally one of the main, it's literally one of the 10 monsters he can turn into.
No, he gets more, and then he can switch out between them.
Yeah, that's
This,
good. Ben
and the
20.
new Ben 10 video game that I also played for achievements, he has different monsters.
Anyway, this anime podcast ain't about Ben 10.
You want to check out
That's
our Ben 10
next week.
podcast? That's next week. All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah, so
Awful. Oh, yeah. Bad. Start to finish.
so the monsters attack and start wiping out like all of the inmates, like showing that they're a threat. And
That bullets don't hurt them.
yes,
And also,
Establishes in
bullets
this-
do not hurt them. I understand.
no matter how many bullets they shoot, it does not hurt them.
Doesn't
bullets-
work.
Do not work.
So we have two rules established so far. If you fight another inmate, your head
Your
explodes.
head explodes. And
And
bullets
bullets
do not
don't
hurt
hurt
these
these
monsters.
creatures in the slightest. Okay, so now I know the rules.
They're
of
also
this anime.
very deadly creatures. From what
Yeah.
we can see here, they're just unstoppable.
They
These
can't be
creatures
stopped.
are going to tear down everybody. They are just, everyone's running in fear from them, and it is scary. They are,
Cool.
despite their horrible art design, they are pretty terrifying monsters.
Yeah.
Right.
So Li Shin takes up 2 katanas, starts fighting them. Meanwhile, everyone else is kind of running away from him. Milu, I forgot her name because they don't say her name that
Angie.
much. No,
Where do you get those katanas?
Chow Fan.
Chao Fen. So Milu, Chao
The
Fen,
husband killer.
and Anji all run away because Chao Fen's like, "Save me!" and Milu's like, "Okay, sure,
Okay, sure.
I'll save you."
Should we save our other best friend, Chen Fong? Nah.
Yeah, Chen Fong's got this. How about Wen Chao? Who?
Yeah, he's good.
Who? You know, the three of the people we grew up with and became best friends with in the orphanage. Instead,
Yeah.
all one group united. Who? I still have no idea who you're talking about. Let's run away.
Like,
Said we're the United Bank Robbers of the world.
I only like you, Anji. And so they run away, and then one of the monsters jumps at them, and then Milu flies like a mile in a direction, and then they go, "He's a hemomancer," which has not been established at all.
At all. At all.
Yeah. So
I watching that part, I went, of course he is, guys. You guys didn't know that yet? No.
I think at that
this
point, yeah, I was like, of course he can fly. You didn't know? Of course he
You
can
inmates
fly.
didn't know he was a hemomancer? I I had that one down from episode 1. All right,
I still don't know what the fuck a Bloodivore is. So, like, why would you introduce a whole new concept of hemomancing, or hemomancia, a hemomancer, and not know what the first concept is yet? It's like, okay.
Yeah,
It's easy. It's easy, Coby. All hemomancers are Bloodivores. Not all Bloodivores are hemomancers, except for maybe not all hemomancers are Bloodivores. It's really simple.
It's really solid and grounded in this world. So he uses his hemomancing, and he takes the 2 girls and they escape.
Woohoo, sexy time.
And the rest of the inmates just start getting destroyed. At one point, Winchow almost kills himself. Instead, instead, the guy next to him is about to kill himself too, and the guy doesn't even get that because a monster hits that guy's head off before he can blow his own head off.
He's like, all I got's this jacket.
This is my epiphany.
He doesn't even have the jacket on yet. He's still wearing a jumpsuit.
Orange jumpsuit.
I'm just so cold, you know. I need a jacket.
So then, then the inmates end up, because as soon hemomancing got introduced last episode, so now they can throw it around like it's been used all the time.
Yeah,
candy.
So all the inmates run away, and like 2 hemomancers build a wall. Because they're both telekinetic, I guess.
Something.
Sure.
Like
that.
He's a hemomancer.
They're
hemomancers. Telekinetic.
So their hemomancing allows them to grab things and hold them in place. So they build a wall, and then one of them dies later. I don't know how, but then we get the blonde guy who's like the main hemomancer at that time.
Yeah. Hemomancer.
And I hope you like Prisoners in a Room.
Yeah,
because this is like about 4 episodes of just holding up that wall.
It's the conflict.
So
good thing they built it. Ugh.
So it's Prisoners in a Room, and then we get our boy and his 2 girls, and they decide to change, and we learn Chow Fen's backstory is that she likes to marry people and then kill them. Mm-hmm. And so then they end up getting attacked by monsters, and Milu goes, "Bullets don't work. This rusty pipe sure will." And starts. Oh yeah, because he saw Li Shin stab one in the head with a sword, and he went, "Yeah, I gotta fight it like Li Shin does with this pipe." And it's
weird jump of logic.
Okay, yeah.
I love Milu because he always makes those weird jumps of logic. That's like
we got
all
some
he
great
does.
animation coming up in this scene too. Oh,
where he just
glory!
He's jumping from wall to floor to wall to ceiling to floor to just
yeah,
stabbing
it's like
in the head.
You see this guy. This is gonna be bad in the audio portion, but this is how they animated him. They took a still image and they just moved it around over and over again. They did not make the image move in any way. They just dragged the still image across the screen. He's moving that fast.
Yep. He then stabs the shit out of it, and then another monster shows up, and so Chow Fen and Anji start running, and Anji takes out a gun, and she's like, they're putting a lot of faith in this girl that they just met who's a death row inmate. I want to point that out at this point.
She's in there for bank fraud, obviously.
Yeah.
But then she
fraud.
Then she admitted that she was there for murder. For killing people who trusted her.
She also said, once I want something I want, nothing stops me. I'm the type of girl that if I can't have them, nobody can.
Exactly.
They're like, this is normal. You're fine.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, come with us.
Anji, yeah, you seem like a person I can trust. So Anji is holding off the monster, and she tells Chow to open up a door so they can both go inside. And so Chow waits an uncomfortably long amount of time, because this makes no sense why she would wait, because she, judging by what she does, it really she could have done that any time. And so she waits at the door, and then she opens up the door, goes inside it a bit, and then pushes Anji into the monster. For nefarious
betrayal.
Because she's like, oh, I'm evil. And so Mei Lu ends up launching the monster into the other monster, and picks up Anji, who got scratched,
sliced,
real bad. Scratch.
Yeah, it's just so bad. It hurts.
She
her a lot.
Got a deep scratch.
These monsters were ripping through, the prisoners like paper tissue, but she got a scratch. I mean, she's in trouble.
See,
It's pretty bad.
See, I am not a big fan of the term plot armor, but that is legitimate plot fucking armor because, we just saw this monster destroying shit. You want to engrave how dangerous these monsters are? Have it kill Anji right there, and be like, oh, okay, well.
Didn't bring up the fact where she tries to shoot it.
Oh yeah, she did try to shoot it.
And it does work because bullets
That's rule number
don't work
2
on these creatures.
Yeah.
Rule number 2.
Can't fight each other. Bullets kill. Bullets don't kill the monsters.
Yeah.
And so
She in that moment decided maybe rule number 2 is gone. No, not gone.
no,
Still.
still in effect at this point.
Solid
Yeah.
fact.
Rules still work. Okay.
And so he ends up grabbing Anji, and then Cho is like, save me too, and he goes, nope, grabs the pipe, nopes on out, and then Chao then dies. We see her get attacked by the monster. We see her arm get dragged off screen. She is dead.
That's
That
it.
is rule
He's
3.
gone.
That is rule 3. Rule 3 is Chao Fen is dead.
Chao-Fen's dead.
She did.
She's dead.
She did. She absolutely is dead.
A flashback into the room. And,
Oh man, I hope exciting stuff's happening in that room.
the blonde
Dreams.
hemomancer's yelling at people, be quiet.
He's like, quiet down, I'm trying to hemomance in here, all right?
Well, one guy freaks
it
out.
takes silence.
One guy with a grenade freaks out. He's like, I'm going to kill myself with this grenade. And everyone's like, don't kill us with you. And so Wen Chao ends up shooting him in the head with his shotgun. Okay, they're on a pile on the floor. And Chao Fen blows up a guy's head without hitting anyone else.
Skill.
And
It's
also...
because he's the
Still.
number
But
one
wait a
shotgun
second.
gunslinger.
Yeah, wait a minute, though. Doesn't that violate Rule 1?
Are you telling me the show doesn't make logical sense?
No. All he did was all he did was shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
I killed him.
You're not... The colors are meant so you don't kill each other. He killed him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
kill
he
nobody.
did.
All he did was shoot that guy in the head. That's all. That's
He didn't think that guy would die.
he didn't mean to shoot
when
him in the head.
when intent is there, it's
Yes.
It was
changes
an accident.
everything.
It was an accident.
See, the colors only explode if
Take
you
it back.
really mean it.
If you really want.
He didn't
I
want
killed
to.
him.
I was just shooting at the floor and his head got in the way. Not
Yeah.
my intention.
So he ends up doing that, and then the...
Well, this is
Go ahead.
because he breaks down crying because he killed a man, and I immediately flash back to you remember at the bank when he was pointing a shotgun at a kid's face, ready to blow that kid's face
And
off.
he was
because-
like, "That's no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I misspoke earlier. That one is the scene from Heat.
Yes, it killed.
He saw my face.
He
I
saw my
gotta
face.
kill him. That's
No,
the scene from Heat.
And I
That's
love
what
that
makes,
because
like,
Anji, he saw my face. Mi Lu, he saw my face. Chen Fong, he saw my face. You're saying your name.
Stop using the fucking names, idiot.
Shin Fong, social security code, blah, 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 blah.
He saw
Yeah,
my
so he's going to murder that child, and then he's going to murder Anji, his best friend since childhood, because her collar turns red instantly. But don't worry, he breaks down when he has to, kill another human later on.
Not only another human, but a death row inmate. These people are
Maybe
not
he was
innocent
crying
people.
because he thought his collar was gonna explode.
Maybe that's...
Ooh.
He's like, I know the rules.
Oh no, Rule 1.
Because from everything we've seen so far, when you kill somebody, your collar explodes.
It explodes.
Not gonna lie, I kind of thought when Jia Fong was giving him the, don't worry, we're gonna get out of this, speech, I thought, I was like, how fucking dark would it be if Wen Chao's head exploded right there because he killed that other guy?
It's like, yeah, you think so? Yeah, buddy, we are totally getting out.
I am totally getting out of here. So he takes the grenade and he tells the hemomancer to open it up a little so he can fit in. He sees the broken Anji android. It says shit like backing up system. He goes, huh.
Help me.
And that's it. The android has not, spoiler alert for this whole season, the android's never brought up again.
It was their
What?
guide, though.
It was their guide. It was important.
It goes, I have all the answers.
So
I'll never forget you. Memory deleted.
so he gets there. He gets to the other side, and then we cut back to Milu and Anji, and Milu puts gunpowder on Anji's wound and lights it. And this is something I want to know. I have no medical background or anything, but I have watched the series Lost.
Indeed.
Great show.
Okay.
Which, I mean, essentially, medical
It
experience.
makes me basically a doctor. And
A spinal surgeon at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
At the bare minimum.
the end of the
A
first
spinal surgeon.
in the end of the first season, Charlie gets hit in the face with rocks, and he has a really bad gash in his head. And Saeed puts gunpowder on it to sear it, but he says that will only work because the wound's not too deep. In this, with the cut, Milu goes, "Oh no, she's cut too deep," and then he does the thing. So she would just
So who's
bleed
right?
out internally.
Milu or Saeed from Lost?
Saeed used to kill people for a living. I'm going to trust that guy.
I'm gonna trust
I
Saeed.
do. I
He
trust
knows
Saeed
his shit.
too. Because if you had a really deep wound that you needed to cauterize with gunpowder, you fill that fucker up with gunpowder, you cauterize the very top of it, and now you down below you got a wound full of gunpowder still.
I don't know, guys. Who do you want to believe? It's Saeed the torturer or the child of peace? I mean, I kind of want to ignore the
You're right.
And
You're right.
Saeed
When you
is
put it that
not
way.
a hemomancer either.
Oh, Saeed
yeah.
also is not.
Can he really be trusted?
Ugh.
Right.
But I like that was the first thought I saw of this. I was like, wouldn't she just bleed out internally then? Because now they just seared the outside, so now her blood's not pouring out, but she's still bleeding everywhere.
I like how that's your biggest nitpick into it.
Wait.
That doesn't make any
This
sense.
is not how it worked in Lost.
Well, no, it was just one of those things that, I don't know, it's like one of those scenes that stuck out to me in that show, and then I saw something very similar, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is like the exact opposite reason of why it worked in the other show. I don't know, it's just something that I wanted to bring up that bothered me. So, he ends up doing that. Okay, fuck, I forgot to bring this up. His dad's like the leader of the BST.
Yeah, the BST organization that we're not sure what they do or who they are. But yeah, his dad's the leader.
His dad's
They
the
don't
leader.
matter.
And then his dad grabs his arm and goes, "We're not father and son anymore," and burns him,
scalds him.
Yeah. But when he
That's
does
how
that,
he learned.
But when he does that, he implants a supercomputer in his wrist.
A sapphire. Very important.
What?
Yeah. And so
And
then
there's a whole talk about you gave him a sapphire. It's like, yeah, I did. And they're like, oh, okay.
so he gives him a sapphire.
But you're on thin ice. Like, don't let it happen again. Like, what? Like,
Don't worry, I've only got
two
one foot, so
sapphires.
it's not gonna happen.
Give him 2 sapphires. I swear to God.
He's got another arm. Damn it!
So he gives him a sapphire, and he uses that to Google what a blood transfusion is, and then proceeds to not do a blood transfusion.
like what a vague search, too.
All
Like,
I'm
it's just like-
all I'm saying is, if he had a supercomputer in his arm, why didn't he just Google that scene from Lost so he could learn how to properly get someone's gunpowder?
Because then he has to log into his Netflix and search
I
for
mean-
that scene. It's like takes some time.
If we're going with the Lost thing again, he could have watched the episode of Lost where they have to do the blood transfusion on Boone. But anyway,
Oh yeah, that scene too. I forgot.
Hi,
Of course.
I'm Eric from eHow. This is
I
how
wish-
you do a blood transfusion.
I wish that from this point on, the show is just Milu sitting in the corner, like watching Lost. Like I wish that was it.
I
just
didn't realize that Jake actually wasn't joking that when he said Lost makes you basically a doctor. Damn.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you learned
yeah,
shit.
serious.
so Milu looks up that he wants to see if his half Bloodivore, half human blood will work in a blood transfusion to a Bloodivore, and it goes, yeah. It goes, yes, it will work on a Bloodivore, but it works like human blood, but will also work on a Bloodivore. He goes, oh, interesting. I'm like, how does a Bloodivore's blood work differently? And it doesn't answer. It doesn't bring that up.
Nope.
He
Yeah.
then
That's
I don't know.
unimportant.
he then bites his hand and puts it up to her mouth And I'm like, that's not a blood transfusion, dude.
Like, drink my
You're
child.
just feeding her
You're
blood.
just letting her drink blood.
Like, you're just
That's
let
how
her
that
drink
works.
blood, dude.
He didn't watch enough Lost. He didn't know how to be a
You
doctor.
didn't watch enough Lost.
The next person who needs a blood transfusion from me is fucked. 'Cause that's what I'm going to try.
He is like-
That's the only time I've ever seen it happen, so...
Yep.
I'm going to say, hopefully this guy's in a Bloodivore. And I'm going to give him my...
So,
There might be some side effects.
yeah, because there's a side effect that if Bloodivore who goes through a blood transfusion might go into a manic state
And gets insomnia.
and gets insomnia. And
Can't sleep for days.
what happens to Anji? She goes into a manic state, tackles him to the ground, bites him. And I go, oh, yep, sure, Milu sure is dead now. Fucking this show
No.
and its fake outs with Milu is too
Yeah.
much. It's too much.
Yeah.
And
You-
so,
You did miss the part in this episode, which is like the most vital, the best fucking line when they're walking, and he talks about when he's just walking suddenly. I wrote this line down. It's like, hey, I think I have a theory about what's happening to us. It's like we must be caught in an intersection of space time. It's just a theory.
Intersection of space.
Space time. It's just a theory, but it makes sense if you think about it. Those
And
are
she goes,
his
an
words.
intersection of space time. An intersection of...
space time. It's like, yeah. It's like, I don't know, it's just a theory. That's what Milu says throughout this whole series. It's just like, it's just a theory. Like,
I
It's just
saw
a
that
theory.
and I
a
went, yeah, fuck
Bloodivore
this.
theory.
I went, yeah, fuck this. That's what
Oh
I
yeah,
gave
yeah,
up.
that's right.
Yeah,
Because
that broke-
he finds all the information about the building and shit too. That's like these are plans from a building that I'm in. That's not even supposed to be built until
This is
five
the town.
5 years from now.
This is the town, the blue town from my childhood, where all the Bloodivores are from.
Yeah. Oh, and so continuing on with this episode, though, fuck, is this where we meet our big bad, our
Lion?
Liao?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what episode he comes in.
So yeah, because it's at this point I've ditched the episode thing and I'm just going through the plot because it doesn't matter what episode we're on because the plot is nonsense.
Nonsense.
Like, as we got to all these questions, all this intersection of space-time and where are they in the future, are they in the past type stuff, at that point I was like, they're never going to answer this. They're never going to answer this. And I was like, yep, I just knew it. I was like, they're never going to answer any of these questions. It's just going to go along merrily, weirdly until it's over, and I'm done. I'm over it. That's when I gave up. That's when I gave up.
about whether they're in a new dimension of space time when I have a supercomputer in my arm and I can Google blood transfusion and just like see what comes up.
God forbid he Googles their location, but you know.
Yeah, he uses twice. He uses that
He
twice.
does use it twice.
Yeah,
I
he did.
forgot about it until he used it again.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So the
Back in the room.
back in the room. Oh, actually, right outside the room. Feng Chong gets saved by we meet our big bad guy. Fuck, I just said his name. How did I forget it?
Liu Yao.
Liu Yao.
I like to call him ruiner of all tension and fear. That's
Absolutely.
what I like to call him.
Absolutely, because Liu Yao is a badass. That's like his character. He's a badass. So he destroys the fucking wall that this Hemomancer's been holding up the past few episodes. This Hemomancer's only role. And then proceeds to one-shot all the monsters that we were watching tear apart
All the
inmates.
scary, horrible monsters, he just punches them all to death. With ease.
With one
During a
punch.
terribly animated fight sequence. Punches them all to death with ease.
It was at this point I went, there's no fucking way they're gonna beat him. Just
Yeah.
because they're obviously gonna beat him, I imagine, in the actual story, but here it's like they built him up too much. They made these monsters a threat, and he's one-shotting these monsters. So sorry, I have the hiccups now.
Bad shows give Jake the hiccups.
Bad
It's
shows
funny.
give the hiccup. And so
I'll scare you. Diabolic lovers.
oh no. Don't rape me.
Don't write me.
And so it's just a terrible time to have him come in and just be like DJ said, a destroyer of tension. Because
Yeah, I was thinking differently. I never thought that they were supposed to fight each other. I thought they were supposed to survive the monsters. So once he showed up, I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, if they're supposed to survive these monsters and this guy can just punch them to death, then what's the fucking point of this anime? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's he just kills all the monsters, and then our Hemomancer, who serves as exposition, he gains a new role as the exposition, and he tells us that he's Liu Yao and that he's this S-rank criminal, and
S rank. That's high.
he's super dangerous. And after Liu Yao kills all the monsters, all of the inmates are like, "Yeah, Liu Yao," like cheering him on. Which in one of the weirdest scenes, because he's just standing there, and they're just like, "Liu Yao, Liu Yao." Oh, he also speaks in English because he goes, "Game starts."
Game starts.
He goes,
Great.
let's play a game.
Oh yeah, just let's
That's
play
what he
a
said.
game.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Let's
what?
play a
And he's
game.
like, and you're like, okay. All right, this is...
You're like, all right, this guy's here now.
Game
Glad.
is over.
Yeah. That's what he
And then
said.
he says
too.
that. What does he say? That line? It's just like, oh, I wish when they all start cheering for him, they're just like, oh man, I wish I shouldn't have just killed all these people first.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, you go, Liu Yao, you couldn't kill all those people because your collar would explode.
Because that's rule 2.
That's rule
Rule one?
one.
That is rule number 1.
And so
He couldn't. You can't touch him. His car will explode.
But he's killing all these monsters, so he's got extra killing points.
because
As I
this
said,
what
said he's got extra killing points. He earns extra killing
he
points.
does, which
Ah.
is not
killing.
been established at
Nope.
this point.
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet.
But they
now
talk about it like
is-
everybody knew it.
They went, oh, he killed all those monsters. Like, he has 500 points, meaning that he had to kill all those monsters.
And like, what? I know you were trapped in that room for what seemed like 6 days, but like, you know, we could have maybe they talked about it then, but you know, thanks for keying us into this really massive plot development.
Oh, I take that back. He has 499 points.
Oh,
Because
That's not enough.
because then the Hemomancer goes, oh, you know, I'm a Hemomancer too, and I've been holding up that door. It's at this point too I realize that Hemomancing has no rules. It can just be anything.
it could be anything. Yeah.
And so he goes, I'm a Hemomancer. I was holding up that wall. I'm a pretty cool guy. And then he uppercuts him. And then they go, did he die? And then the number on his thing goes from 499 to 500. And they go, yeah, he killed him. He got another point. And then I go,
But
What?
when you kill people...
What about rule number 1?
You clearly established that.
Everyone but that guy. He's here to kill all of you.
no, he gains...
When he kills stuff, he gains time.
he gains
Run from that
And then
guy.
they raise their hand like, can I have a different collar, please? Can I have that one?
Yeah, it's like the killing collar. Okay, who gave me the blow up of whatever it was collar, huh?
And I'm like, are you, what the, he got rewarded for killing the guy? And also the blonde guy's dead? He got uppercutted, flew off screen, and died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hey,
Right.
come on, we learned that with husband killer, whatever the heck her name was. She got dragged off screen.
Yep,
She's dead too.
She's dead forever. That's rule 3. She's
Yeah.
She's
That's
dead.
rule 3. She's
He's
dead
off the
forever.
screen. He's
And
dead.
now, and I guess we have a new rule 1 now. And rule 1 is, if you kill somebody, doesn't matter who it is, your point goes up.
Yep, you get more points now. Rule 1 has been
if you kill
reversed.
someone, your head explodes unless you're that guy.
Okay.
He's here to kill everyone. His points increase when he kills things.
Yeah, so then, speaking of people who die, Anji's dead. Anji's dead.
Oh, man.
Rip Anji.
Ah,
She's, yep, the girl who's in the opening and the sole character in the ending. She's dead.
Yep, and then we get the reunion that we've all been waiting for.
Oh, yeah,
Him in his
because...
shirt? No.
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 Oh, because, so, speaking of that, though, Li Shen goes to put on his shirt. Not Li Shen. Chen Fang goes to put on his shirt, and Liu Yao goes, yeah, no. And he takes off all of his clothes
That's my jacket.
and gives them to Chefang and goes, yeah, I'm gonna wear this. Put on a shirt, buddy. You'll catch a cold. And he walks away. Fuck, man, these hiccups
He's a
are
big
screwing
guy.
me up. Someone else
Do
take
you want to
someone,
hold your
He's a
breath
big guy.
or something?
someone take over
Yeah,
for the
oh, I got it.
synopsis.
Okay.
Where are we in this synopsis? Yeah, so Chen Fong and Win Chao reunite, right? They're in the thing and they meet up again, and they're the best friend reunion that anybody could have.
Reunited. and it feels so good.
Except Anji's dead. No, they don't really reunite until Li Shen and Chen Fong go looking for him. They open up a door, and then it hard cuts to them in the diner because they were getting attacked by monsters, and then they have the reunite.
Oh yeah, the reunion doesn't happen until the very
Something else too.
Yeah, because then there's the part beforehand because after Liu Yao takes his clothes, he says like everybody, like, or he doesn't even unite everybody. He's just like, I'm gonna leave, and then all the prisoners are like, let's follow that guy, and then like Liu Yao's like, I don't care, and just like he kind of just like steps out and leaves, and Chen Fong sees Win Chao. And it's like, Win Chao, don't go with him. And he's like, no. I was like, I want to follow that dude because that dude knows what he's talking about, and you're just this shirtless hunk. So I'm gonna leave. So
Did you see him? I'm following
I wish
him.
that was the actual
Alright.
dialogue. Was you're just a shirtless hunk?
You're just a shirtless hunk.
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna fall.
So we now have like three groups of Li Shen, Cheng Fong, Wen Xiao, and the Yao Lao. Oh my god, the freaking names. Milu and Anji. So Milu and Anji's body get attacked by the monsters, and Chefang and Li Shen open up a door and they go, oh! And then it hard cuts to them in the diner, like they're on the ground.
Milu's getting licked by Dog Girl.
Yeah, Milu wakes up and this girl's licking his face. And he's like, what?
He goes, where am I? Again, for the second time.
And a little
I
Dog
don't know
Girl
where I
goes,
am.
bark, bark.
She goes, yeah.
and so we were introduced to the most important girl to the whole entire plot.
Because Anji is currently dead.
Dead.
Right? Close second.
Number one.
Close second.
And so Anji, so Chefang and Milu get into a fight because Chefang's like, you let Anji die. But that doesn't last long because Yaya can resurrect the dead?
Yeah, they never confirm that that's her hemomancer power, but that's clearly what it is. Like, she heals people.
One part I want to bring up because later in one of the later episodes, Chefang is like, "Can Yaya sense monsters?" Because she just starts screaming, and I went, "What if Yaya's just autistic?"
And she
She
can't
say,
bring back from the dead either.
She has no hemomancing powers. They're just everyone's really bad at guessing if a person's dead.
Everyone is just really dumb.
Anji was just like napping, and they just needed to shake her like a little bit awake, and she's like, "Oh, I'm fine."
Where am I?
Yeah, because Anji wakes up and I tried taking over again, but now I'm fighting off hiccups again. Damn it.
Fight him hard. Jake, this is your
She
hemomancer
wakes
power
up-
activated.
Got it. I got it. Don't worry, Jake. I got you.
Okay.
So she wakes up and she goes outside. And then we get the most unnecessary slow motion animation of the whole series. And it's Cheng Fong running at Angie. And they animate that for a whole, 5 seconds.
And then he hugs her.
Slow motion hug. It's, it's the most contented point of the anime.
Because that's the love story we really cared about.
Yeah, if it wasn't in slow motion, then how would I know, of its true love?
Exactly. Right? We get a little more backstory, I guess, between them. We see that they were at this. Oh, you know what? We haven't talked about
The
this
cop
entire.
at all. We haven't talked about the cop at all.
The best plot, throughout the whole story.
We could have went through this whole description without talking about the police guy. We're talking about 3 separate fucking animes at once. That's what's going on right now.
I feel like we're about a bank robber, a murder mystery, a police thriller, a battle
Suicide
royale.
Squad.
Battle Royale,
Suicide
a
Squad.
monster anime, a horror movie where they're running from monsters. It has just got
And then
everything.
There's still the board where
there's
just big words
vampires.
dragon. They're not
Yeah.
vampires.
And they're X-Men.
and now there's a supercomputer in their arm, and now it's like, should we
He's a
start
hacker.
answering these? And they're also in the future or an intersection between space-time, and now there's like human crystals,
Yeah,
monsters.
that was the craziest thing. We didn't even talk
yeah,
about
we
that.
talked about
It's
that.
what powers. It's
It's
easy to
just-
understand, guys.
So,
They're powered by human crystals.
I thought they were powered by human
This
crystals, like a weird Darling in the Franxx or like Attack on Titan
Yeah.
type thing. But no, they instead. Chaefeng sees a crystal, he ends up touching it, and he's like weirdly drawn to it, and then Li Shen grabs that out of his hands, and it melts in his hands, and that comes up later. That's like the only thing that's like set that plays a part later on that I feel
Yeah.
that the show does.
Yeah, it's the only thing, because that's what happens. Like while the room's dissolving around them into like
Yes.
liquid
Yeah.
hot magma, and they're like, oh, this is weird.
Oh yeah, they find Yaya in that room. That
Yeah.
room that they were like, oh, was not them finding Mei Lu, it was them finding Yaya in that
Yeah.
weird-
But it's just like the way this it's structured. It's so weird because they open the door and then they're with Milau in that diner. So you think they found him in that room, but it's just like the writers had no way. They had no idea how to. It's like, okay, we just need to put him in that diner right now. Just skip to that part. It doesn't matter.
They try to do like a Pulp Fiction-y thingy with it, and it's just not working. Like,
It doesn't work.
They also say like these weird jumps. They try to cover it by saying there's gaps in our memory. Like because they go,
Yeah.
we saw you guys, like we met Yaya, then there's a gap in our memory. Then we found you guys, and then we got here.
And then
Yeah.
Milu has one of his other theories. It's like, just a theory, guys. It's just a theory. But I think you just showed up when Yaya appeared in this world, and that's why everything dissolved and you heard that ringing noise. But it's just a theory. Don't take
yeah,
my word
yeah.
for that.
That's right. I remember that.
Because
It's garbage.
Milu
also,
actually sees part of
maybe we're at a
the.
time.
Oh yeah, Milu actually sees part of the barrier, right? At one point, like
Yeah.
the purple barrier. Like
It's yeah. I don't know if he sees it early on or if it's until he goes back to speak with what's his face.
He sees it when he's carrying Anju's body around. Because I
That's how
remember
the
he almost
episode
steps on it.
ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one time I went back because I was like, I had no idea what the fuck just happened, like with their timing. I was like, did I miss something about how they're playing with this timeline? And I went back and watched it, and it still made no sense. And I was like, fuck it, this is not going to make any
Yeah,
sense.
it's, nothing about this show is
It's
worth
awful.
watching to figure out because it won't make sense no matter what.
Yeah.
So then they the next plot point that the show kicks off is that Yaya's timer is at 5.
What?
5 days? 5 hours? 5 minutes? 5.
5 people killed?
5
Who
weeks?
knows?
5 years?
5 seconds.
It'd be 5. Just 5.
She kill 5 people.
You know,
It's
5 monsters?
it's the worst fucking thing. This is what made me the most furious about the show because then like, oh, we have to save her. She only has 5. It's like, well, we don't know what's on everybody else's collar, so we don't know what that's at. Like, are they going down? There's no way you killed enough monsters to be on here. You guys haven't killed anybody in your lives. Your counter should be at 0. Like, you've killed no one. When what's his name? Chen Fong is like, he's been here the whole time. He hasn't killed a monster. He should be on the threat too. But they don't talk about that at all. They're just like, oh no, Yaya's at 5.
She's only at 5.
To save this girl that we
Anyone
just
logical would be like, 5 what? 5...
like, I'd sit
Maybe
there
she
and-
is 5.
I'd sit there and wait for
no.
the number to go down to 4. Like, figure out the time. This is where you experiment. But no, they went, we got to save Yaya.
who we just met, but
Who we
we
just met.
got to save this girl.
And so they come up with this asinine plan to, like,
Worst fucking plan.
to borrow
It's bad.
to borrow weapons from Liu Yao, and so they end up going
What kind of weapons?
like
They
any weapons.
found because all of a sudden this world is populated by automatic machine guns and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just packed to the brim with it and monster trucks.
And dynamite.
and,
And machine guns are gonna work. Of
yeah,
course.
machine guns start
Yeah, I
working
forgot.
on monsters now.
But
Yeah.
wait,
But yeah, that
There's more.
wasn't that rule 2?
No,
No.
that's rule 2. How are they gonna shoot the monsters with machine guns
Fuck
if they clearly have never worked on monsters?
you, machine guns work now. That rule 2 is machine guns work now.
Okay, all right, okay.
so we've
all right.
changed Okay, we changed our first 2 rules. Okay, but we're not going to change Rule 3.
We
right?
are not. Cho
Not
is
change
dead.
rule
Never.
3.
That being said, they end up meeting with Liu Yao. And who is he banging at the time?
She's there.
Cho Wi-Fi. So we're changing Rule 3. Rule 3.
No.
She's back.
Cho Wi-Fi is not only alive, but she's also getting laid. And also she's a hemomancer.
And also,
Who can
she's
read
a-
minds?
Yeah.
For hemomancy, she changes the rules.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
So, Yu Lao ends up giving him initially agreeing and saying like, "Hey, we should team up," but Cho Fen's presence kind of bothers our main character. I'm done saying his name.
Milu.
Milu.
Milu. Bothers Milu, and he goes, like, yeah, no, I don't want to team up. And so Liu Yao goes, all right, well, if you're not with me, you're against me. And then an unneeded altercation happens, and they escape. And Liu Yao goes, this guy could be a guy who really challenges me. And you go, no, he can't. He has not. He's killed one monster. You have killed 500. You killed 499 and a blonde hemomancer, sir.
And your collar goes up. So there's no repercussions.
Yeah, you get points when you kill people.
You get points for doing it.
Because that's rule 1.
You
You
get
kill people, you get points.
So he's the only one. Like he is not going to fight you and win in any way.
Oh, but man, he can pick a spot 10 meters away and be drawn to it.
Mhm.
Oof, oof, oof.
So,
Which, as far as like
Fair
physics
worry.
is concerned, you don't achieve maximum velocity in that amount of space. So for him to be able to move that fast, that's incorrect. Honestly, if he was falling, maximum velocity, come on, it takes don't we all know this? It's like half a mile.
Yeah, yeah.
don't we all? Yep,
yeah.
we all took physics.
We all know it.
Anthony, I watched Lost for my.
I thought
Okay?
there was nothing
Stick to the
about
medical knowledge.
gravity.
alright?
It wasn't.
There was
physics.
nothing about gravity in Lost. Okay, all right.
electromagnetism
All right.
sucks you in to a giant hole. That's about all I know about physics.
And I know that a plane weighs more than Boone. Kobe got the reference. That one.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
And so the
Is he crushed by a plane? Is that what happened?
yeah.
It's a whole thing. You got to be like Milu and sit down and start watching
You gotta
Lost.
figure
Oh,
out.
no.
Expand your medical knowledge while you're at it.
It's been a while since I've watched Lost. So.
So the meanwhile, back at home base with Yaya, Anji, and Li Shin. Oh, by the way, Li Shin has a fear of women.
Surprise!
Why?
Great assassin.
Here,
Here's lady.
it's like they're
Because he saw the lady. Spoilers for later. That's why he's afraid of women. Figured it out.
It's such a weird like sprinkle of character. It's like
I laughed. I actually found that funny. And I thought like this could work, but then that's immediately undercut like less than 2 minutes later when he sees Yaya's collar and he like, strangles her. He's like, what is wrong with your collar? It's like you just broke the one rule that you just established 2 minutes ago.
They
Like can't touch women.
They went Rule 4. Li Shin can't touch women.
Starting now.
Starting now.
Starting
Grabs
now.
Yaya's collar. Rule 4 is Li Shin can touch women. So he ends up, while back at home base, Li Shin ends up succumbing, like, because they find out on the way there that touching those crystals awakens your hemomancy. And so he awakens his hemomancy and he turns into
Tasmanian Devil.
with swords. And he starts attacking.
Turns into a Beyblade.
Yes. He turns into a Beyblade and he ends up, you go crazy when your hemomancy awakens. Because
Reason.
Because you're a bloodivore.
Because you're a bloodivore, you give into your bloodivore nature, and
It
so
shows how stupid the show is that like the night before he awakens his hemomancy powers, he takes his sword and like takes a bite out of it and like swallows it when he's still normal. And I didn't think anything of it at that time. I was just like, okay, this is
yeah.
this
I
probably
was like,
pretty
oh, his
normal.
sword broke. I'm like, that's weird that he bit it, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's fine. Whatever.
This is fine. This is fine.
This is okay. So so is that why he can reproduce swords? Is because he bit he ate his sword before his hemomancy. Wait, whatever. I'm not even trying to make
Let's
sense
just
of
say
it.
yes.
And so he ends up going crazy chasing them, and then Milu shows up to save him. And this is like 8 different scenes of these next 3 episodes as Milu grabbing Li Shin. Like right before he swings at stuff. And it's like, ugh, and it's like the same shot in slow motion. And I'm just...
The battle has my favorite scene when like they're about to die and like Angie's about, oh, I have to do something, and her master plan is just to shout, "Hey, Li Shin!" And he looks, and then he charges after him. It's like, I think your plan was just to die.
This is one of my favorite scenes. This is one of my favorite scenes where what the fuck is the shirtless guy's name again?
Chen
Damn
Fong.
it.
Chen Fong.
Yeah, he is stabbed,
Oh,
I wanted to take a screenshot of that
and
because he walks
He's
around.
Olaf
He's like-
he has a
from
sword in him the rest of the series.
He does. He's got it in him for at least, I'd say, probably about 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure.
He's Olaf
The whole
from
time he's just like totally.
I've been impaled.
Yeah, he's not spewing blood. He seems to be pretty calm. That's my favorite part of the show, is because he's like, well, he got me in the one place that I'm impervious, so don't have to worry about my shoulder being hurt or anything.
So he ends up getting stabbed. God, he ends up having the sword in him the whole next 2 episodes. My God, this whole thing is pointless because it's them fighting it's Milu fighting Li Shin, trying to
Explode this building.
well, not yet, because they're trying to save the monster for Yaya to kill so she can get more points.
Yeah.
And so during this,
Such a stupid plan.
Yeah.
So during this fight, we're talking about favorite scenes. This is my favorite scene. Anji goes, "We gotta help him," and she goes, "Are those grenades?" And he goes, "Yeah." She goes, "We can throw." He's a hemomancer, but we can throw a grenade at him. And he slaps her, but not hard.
Just like with the, he's also got a sword in it when he slaps her too.
Just like a little.
I laughed around that part twice. It's like, hey,
Just enough to get her back to her senses.
Just
stop that.
no.
Stop.
Oh.
If
Here's
we
what
throw
I'm
grenades at Milu,
In the
it's gonna hit
beginning,
him too.
that guy was fighting with the shirtless guy, and he wasn't about to kill him, but they were just fighting, and then his head exploded. So Samurai Swords guy is fighting our main character, but his head isn't exploding.
It's because Rule 1's now affected for everyone, I guess.
It's changed.
Oh, because now when you fight, no rules.
No rules.
Got it.
There are no
Gotcha.
rules. Rule 1's no
Gotcha.
longer. Rule 1 is you get points for killing things now.
I forgot there are no rules. I forgot that.
So they eventually end up knocking him out of it.
Yeah.
Anji has like a thing of character because she wanted to kill Li Shin, and she's like, I wanted to kill him, and then everyone's like, well, Li Shin kind of wanted to kill us, so I mean, good on you.
You're justified. Yeah.
It's whatever. And then she goes, oh, okay, and then, yep, that's exactly what happens. And then they go on to the next plan, which is fill up the building with bombs, so they can
Save
have
Yaya.
Yeah, so then Yaya can press the button and blow up the monsters.
She's
So
five.
important.
She's
She's
only got
changed
5.
all of their lives, and
better.
she's touched them all,
Yeah.
I was
inside,
such an
and she's
integral
made them
part
better
of the
people.
story. And now my story arc is complete. I think of the
Yeah.
freaking scene from the Sugar Ray Jukebox.
Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
Jukebox musical. Now my story arc
Is complete. And so they... We'll just skip as quick as we can to this part. They do it. They blow up. They blow up the thing. Anji's a hemomancer too. She can control shadows.
Which
Surprise.
I could have sworn she was moving stuff. Like I didn't when that
I
grenade
thought that's what
threw
it
up
was too.
and she moved the rock. She wasn't moving that with shadows. It just moved.
Yeah,
And then
that's
all of a
just-
sudden took shadow powers.
She's
like,
like,
"Oh, shadows."
she's like, oh, maybe I have powers. Let me see if I can move this rock. And she just throws it across the ground with telekinesis. And then she's got, after that, she's got shadow powers. It's like, wait, what?
It's like the first two uses of her powers. The guy was like telekinesis, and then someone was like, "Hey, didn't we give that blonde guy telekinesis?" And goes shadow powers.
Fuck.
You said telekinesis. No, I didn't.
I didn't say shadow. I didn't say telekinesis. Okay, I said shadow.
You didn't animate that part
powers.
already, did you?
You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. Jeez.
Shadow. Tell us shadow power. Jesus.
You totally said telekinesis. Shut up.
And so, she has the shadow power stuff. They kill all the monsters except for the one really big one that's in the building, and Yaya's counter goes up to 55. And so the weird dragon thing shows up, and this thing has been a pain in the ass the past like 3 episodes. And Liu Yao shows up, and he one punches it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, him.
And there's a woman inside.
Surprise!
And then the series is over.
And then it's over. Nice, right, guys? There's a woman inside, and then there you go.
Oh my god!
All she wrote.
So now that we're at the end of this, I just want to break down the word hemomancer here just real quick. I just want to break this down just real quick. Just because, as you can tell, there were plenty of different ideas and concepts that went into this hemomancy, right?
Sure.
That they're able
You can do anything.
Yeah, right. Hemomancy, hemo, blood, mancy, control, blood control, control blood.
Ooh,
Yeah,
There's
you
no
control
blood
your
in
blood
control.
to do
Control blood.
superpowers.
You control your blood to be able to punch things and kill them instantly.
You control your blood to give you telekinesis.
Superpower.
You control your blood to have swords shoot out of every orifice of your body. You know, normal blood stuff.
If I just knew more about my blood, I could tell it to give me shadow powers. I could tell it to
Make
give me
me
telekinesis, but then after 2 uses, shadow powers.
We didn't even talk about the best storyline of this whole anime, which was the cop searching for answers.
We
I call this,
but we never expanded. Kobe, you want to work us through the cop searching for answers?
Yes. Throughout the series, there's a cop who thinks something's off about these 4 death row inmates who suddenly just got like murdered by they're like, oh, something happened here. But he trusts his gut that something's wrong. So throughout the series, we keep flashing to him as he uncovers the mystery of these 4 orphans and why they were special and how he has to like navigate this conspiracy. And then all of a sudden the BST agents start like hunting him down and like drop a crate on him and murder his partner while he's trying to run. And then that's it. And then he has a huge alleyway and a shootout where like no one can shoot worth shit.
Yeah.
No, they're stormtroopers.
They're
all of them.
Talking again how like damage to things doesn't carry over to the main cast. Their bullets are leaving giant fucking like scratches in the concrete, and he gets hit, and he's like, "Ugh, that hurts."
Ow! He's like, "Oh, that hurt," and he kills him. He's like, "What? BST agents?" And then that's all we see of that story. Until the tease for like thanks for watching, and we see a scene we did not see between the cop and Mia and the dad. Right? Yeah. Like the dad's like a really dramatic scene where it looks like the dad's like burning down a library full of knowledge.
Yeah, and that didn't fucking happen.
Yes.
It was like it was a thanks for watching scene, like it was gonna show like an action scene that we already saw, or like the part of the opening or something like that. No, it showed a scene that didn't fucking happen.
Yep.
So I always ask this question when we watch an anime that is clearly set up for a second season. Would you guys watch on your own volition a season 2 of Bloodivores?
Absolutely not. In fact, I got so curious that about it that I wanted to make sure that season 2, hadn't even been announced, and thank God, it hasn't even been announced, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm so happy they'd left it with all of their questions unanswered. So confident that they were going to get a season 2.
Yep.
And I'm so happy
if you
that
don't answer any questions, then they have to give us a season 2.
No.
So quick, what about the robot? What about the dragon? What about in the future? What about the top
They're
storyline?
going to be dying to know about the time loop.
What about the child of peace? What about the sapphire? What are these crystals and these monsters? Do we have answers to any of those questions? No, we'll save that for season 2. They'll love it.
They'll love it. People will be like, this is worth the wait to get all these answers.
Yeah. No, I would not. I would
not.
not watch a season 2.
I
about you,
would
Jake?
not. Definitely not. No way.
This show doesn't deserve it.
This show does
No.
not deserve a season 2. There are shows that deserve multiple seasons. This is a show that didn't deserve 6 episodes.
Would this have been better at 24 episodes?
Hell no!
I didn't get.
If they,
Go ahead.
sorry, I was just like, if they expanded their story, like if they just hit all these plot points and had more time to try to explain it, do you think
I
they
don't
could have
think they
done?
ran out of time, Coby. I think they never knew what they were doing ever.
Yeah, I don't think they had a clear direction.
Again, something that TJ likes to say is that this animes like to shit the bed like right before they finish. This anime shat the bed in episode 1, and then just continued to shit the bed.
Yeah.
It just continued.
I said this thing last time about a show that, like, even if it's a good show, if it is not the type of show that is purposely conveying like confusion and mystery, because if it's that type of show, then the whole time you're like, ooh, cool, that's awesome. If it's not that type of show, and then all of a sudden it starts to do that, and it leaves a bunch of questions unanswered, I don't like that, because I want those questions answered. Or if it leaves stuff vague, I don't like that. This show wasn't one of those vague shows, you know what I mean? So if I'm watching a show where things are supposed to be vague, I'm like, ooh. But if I'm watching a cut and dry show and then at the end it gets all vague, I'm like, I didn't like that. This one was neither of those things. It was just it was just like
The entire time?
clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Is what I would describe it as. A clusterfuck the whole time. Of different concepts that the writers thought were pretty cool, so they put them in the anime.
Well, here we go. Something that we talk about, too, after we go through a full recap of a show is that we often like to say what we would do to fix the show. So I'm going to go first, and mine's going to be simple. Mine's going to be simple. Because it's not really a fix. It's a change. It's a complete change to the show. It's pick one of the 8 concepts that you came up with and stick with one. I don't care which one. Make a mediocre anime of one of those concepts instead of a terrible anime about all those concepts. I would have loved an anime about just death row inmates having to survive on a crazy island with monsters, or an anime about vampires who are discriminated against and have to live and are bank robbers. That would have been cool. Or an anime about a fucking... I would take a fucking Battle Royale anime. I don't even like Battle Royale animes that much. I will take a fucking Battle Royale anime.
That'd have been better, yeah. I would have liked it to be like a horror anime where they're running from these monsters and they're all scared.
I would have liked that too.
That would have
And
been
a
something.
guy who can kill them instantly doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Or a fucking anime about hemomancers, but they're called mutants.
And it's the X-Men.
It's the X-Men.
And it's not this at all. It's X-Men.
It's X-Men.
That would have been nice. That's how you fix it, Jake, right there.
You make it to the X-Men.
Yeah, it's not this at all. It's X-Men.
So that's how I guess I would fix it, by making it focus on something and then changing it completely. So it's not really a fix, but just more of a change yourself and figure out what you're trying to do. Anthony, do you have any suggestions to how to fix this anime?
Not without changing the whole thing. I think that you hit on some pretty good points. I mean, like, the show has zero direction. And if it thinks it has direction, then it just goes in that direction for, like, an episode, and then it just changes direction again and introduces these different conceptualizations that were honestly, clearly not storyboarded. And, like we said, it just constantly felt like somebody was just interjecting when someone else was talking. They're like, oh, and then we put in this, oh, and then we put in this, and everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make an anime.
Almost like... Go ahead.
I was gonna... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's almost like the guy was presenting his idea to he was, like, pitching the idea to his friends, and his friends thought it was, like, a let's add on stuff. He's like, okay, so it's about vampires who are in a battle royale. He's like, what? No. And it's like, who have powers? Who have powers? No, guys, let me just...
Can there be a robot in there too?
It's like,
Yeah.
What?
No,
And the robot looks like his friend.
It's
What?
no.
No, you guys, no. You guys,
And then a dragon comes down with a
No.
woman inside of it.
No,
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
woman
The main
dragon.
character's mom.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not his mom.
what?
It's about they're prisoners. They're vampire prisoners. They have to solve the murder.
Boring.
But they have to do it while in a battle royale. What? No, what? Stop.
It was like they had a guy watching the ratings after, like, they're writing as the anime aired. And then they were like, nope, it's not working. Nobody's watching it. Change it. Change everything. Change everything. And then the next episode, they'll be like, that didn't work either. Change it all. Change it all.
One of these will stick.
This is like another thing too that I am, I don't want to say genuinely curious, but I am interested to know like how the webcomic actually played out. Like, did it play as with all of this different fuckery? Because that's basically what it is. These ass-backwards storylines that literally go nowhere, that are supposed to tie in at some point in time, but they don't. They don't give us enough information to build on these concepts that they're introducing. So I'm curious to know if like the source material is to blame in this sense. Like, for Diabolic Lovers, the game, I'm sure, I hope to God, it was better than the anime.
I think this, I don't know. This is not me defending the webcomic even. It's just...
I'll come at you.
No, just me possibly coming up with an idea of how the webcomic might have done some of this stuff. Because it feels like it's almost... It feels like it might have been pulled right from the webcomic, like all the stuff. But maybe the webcomic had inserts. Because it could have been like, oh, Bloodivores are this, and Hemomancers are this. And they just didn't translate the inserts in.
Like, we don't need that. The audience will get it.
We don't need those.
Right.
And so that's just...
I think that's a stretch.
I
think they did probably great with what they were given.
But I mean, like, it had to have become popular for some reason.
Right.
Coby, how would you fix this, if you could?
If I could fix it. Again, I guess it's just change the focus on a concept and change it. I guess funnel all your energy to say something different on the characters themselves. Make your 4 main characters who are supposed to be vital to the story at least interesting or have character arcs or any type of motivation at all. Because like as DJ was saying earlier about vague mysteries and shows with mysteries on it, like I'm only invested in a show with mysteries if the characters themselves are interesting as they're trying to figure it out. Because if they're not, then the mysteries are just empty and you don't really care about them. You care about shows where you're interested in the characters solving the mysteries. So when you have these 4 just totally bland just protagonists who aren't anything and are disposable, then it's nothing. So besides agreeing with you about how changing the concept, it's focus your energy on developing your 4 characters in any meaningful way.
I need someone to root for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or root against.
Main
character could have done that for me, but, you know.
Yeah, uninteresting.
He apparently wanted me to root for him, so I wanted to root against him.
Okay.
I wanted the monsters to eat him. Then I wanted that to be the whole anime.
Jeez. Okay. So, I think we've said pretty much all we can about this, and it's, like, we all really did not like it.
No.
But do we have anything else, anything spoilery that you guys want to get out of your system?
Green-haired lady. Ah!
Yeah, the green-haired woman got introduced in, like, episode 11 and she's like, oh, here's the reveal who she was in episode 12. And I'm like, okay.
The monsters look
mom
like
with plastic
naked mole
surgery.
rats.
Yeah, it was his mom.
No, his
There's a whole
mom
history.
is his girlfriend. That's clear. There's also that plot point going on in the background. Why do they look so similar? Why do they
Don't
look
forget
so
about
similar?
the supercomputer in his wrist.
The Sapphire. The one... That was I wish that scene was great when I guess that's the one scene I liked when the dad like Mi Tenju was like called to like the office. It's like, why'd you give him a sapphire? He's like, I'm sorry, I did that. Like I did what I had to do. And then he walks away and like he looks all cool. But then he also brought his whole SWAT team with him, like to know, like just in case things went down that he was gonna kill everybody. He's like, oh thank God I didn't have to.
He walks in with a giant entourage and goes, might be, and walks out.
Yeah.
I almost had to kill everybody. Ooh,
Yeah,
you take it?
but I didn't. That whole storyline, I wish we had more of because he seemed interesting.
Well, we will in season 2. You saw that he was with the
Oh yeah, he burns down the library.
We'll see it
Burn down the
in the spin-off.
Library of Faith.
Yeah.
Bloodivore no more. The spin-off.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Time
Time.
Prisoners is the name of the fucking anime. I don't.
Which is kind of worse. It could be called Normal People, because the fact that they're Bloodivores has nothing to do with anything. They could be dudes in the prison. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Exactly.
The fact that they are vampires in a world where people don't like vampires comes into play in no way. Except for the
in
beginning.
no way, shape, or form.
Because as his whole thing is that he's the child of peace. He's supposed to unite like the humans and the Bloodivores or something because he's born of each. But there are no humans in this story, so it's like,
There are none.
can you say? They're all death row Bloodivores.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. Everyone there should be terrible human beings. Because they're all death row inmates. Except for these guys, they're framed. But I doubt more people have been framed.
Man, that would have been another good story.
Oh, we
to follow.
didn't talk about how she kills them with the shadows. You find out who killed the bank people. It was her with
It's
her
not
shadow power.
confirmed. It's not confirmed that she killed them with the shadows.
Win Chao just made a horrible, like, he did a Me-Lu leap of logic where he's just like, now you killed them because I saw that shadow come back, so I assume it was you.
I think she got scared and killed them or something. Otherwise, that scene is stupid. But, I mean, it wouldn't be the only scene
That
that's
was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it couldn't have been her because the whole point, because like there was a government conspiracy or something to get these four, or at least get Me-Lu into Aoria. So they had to frame him for it.
Well, didn't he find the thing with the sapphire that Anji was like part of a plan there? So maybe the whole thing
and
was
she's
to get
part of Plan
Anji
B.
sent.
Plan B.
Yeah, she's also part of Plan B, which is hugely important, you know?
Yeah, what is
If
Plan
you
B?
pay attention to the lore,
What
then you
is
know that Plan B is hugely, really important.
Plan
It's definitely a big deal. If you pay attention to the lore, anybody,
Okay, we're
any
done with
big
this.
Bloodivores fan,
Okay,
it never comes back
answers.
at all. It's
I wish the anime director used Plan B on this idea. We just never would have this.
Okay. So I think we're good on spoiler section.
blood candy.
We're going to go ahead. We're going to end the spoiler section now. Welcome back. If you skipped the hate-filled spoilers, I recommend taking a listen to just the first part. You pretty much get the idea of how we felt about the show. After we go into in-depth recap and review of the show, we like to give our ratings. And Coby, since you're our guest, would you like to break down our rating system?
I would love to, Jake. Here on Anime Dumpster Dive, we have 3 lovely ratings we can choose for our animes. If an anime is really good, it is a find. It's a find. It's the good one. If it's bad, but has some redeeming qualities for it, it's a recycling bin. Or if it's an utter, piece of crap, then it is trash.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Coby. That is exactly it. And
Still better than DJ.
Since Coby, you are our guest, you can go ahead and go last. Do that every time.
Fuck off. Every time. Got me the first time, got me this time.
Anthony, how about you kick us off?
Sure. Okay, so the title of the podcast is Anime Dumpster Dive, and I tell you what, people don't come here for the good anime. That's 100% true, so we got to stay true to the name, because this anime, hands down, belongs in the trash, and it deserves that rating, and here's why. If you didn't prepare yourself to watch a vampire anime after our Diabolic Lovers episode, prepare yourself again, because, folks, have I got an anime that has zero direction and no semblance of plot or character development.
And also 0 vampires.
And also 0 vampires. So if that's not enough to turn your way and understand that this show does not deserve the runtime that it has been given, just take it from me, folks. Please don't watch it. It's honestly not even worth checking out.
Don't put it on your watch list.
Please do not put it on your plan to watch list. In the 12 episodes that we are given an absolute shit show of content, and that's the best way that I could describe it.
Okay. So one in the trash. I'll go ahead and go next. If the recommended video list on Crunchyroll doesn't say anything about this show, I don't know what the hell it does, because after I finished it, I looked at, if you liked this show, you would like Handshakers.
Ooh.
So clearly,
Oof.
this show is not good.
Never something you want to be shaking hands with is handshakers.
It's going in the trash. This show for me is going in the trash. It is aimless. It is plotless. It is characterless. It is barely a show. If the fact that it has airtime and is animated makes it a show, I guess it's a show. It just has no point to it. And it almost feels like the author of the writer for the show just got bored with every concept, and he knew that there was like no aim or goal or direction. It was like, oh, I like this idea. Oh, I don't like that idea anymore. Let's change that idea. It jumps around so much that it almost like it could almost be a different show every 3 episodes, and that's not a good thing in a show that tries to be a consistent story. It's bad. The characters are forgettable, and I normally say I'll remember characters. Like, I'll remember certain characters and, like, certain bad anime. In this one, I don't want to remember anybody. I want to forget I watched Bloodivores. It's, like, it doesn't even have the... Like, it's almost worse than King's Game, Handshakers, and Diabolic Lovers, strictly for the fact that I can't make a funny reference to it. It's just bad. I can't be like, it's not this weird rapey scene. No, instead it's... Oh, well, I mean, vampires weren't in it, I guess. But that's really fucking weird that a show about vampire... It gives me a headache thinking about it. I kind of it's not even bad laughable, which kind of sucks. It's just a bad show, low quality, and belongs in the trash. I got aimless with my recap of it because the show is so aimless in it.
Real quick, just to pause. Yeah, I mean, if you had to put it, in between a couple of those shows that you just listed, I'd like to. I sure would like to know where you put it.
It goes King's Game, still my worst.
There's no way that one's the worst.
It goes Diabolic Lovers, Bloodivores, Handshakers. Handshakers still not as bad as you guys made it go.
You, sir.
Really?
Okay.
I still think I think Diabolic Lovers is worse than this, but this is worse than Handshakers.
No, it is not. But I digress.
All right, DJ, your turn.
It's bad. This. Ooh, baby, it's real bad. It, it's scattered, it's crazy, it's all over the place. It's probably more broken than Big Order. Yeah, I'd say that. And even if Big Order it was more broken, it was also more entertaining to watch and better animated. So it's badly animated. Sometimes these monsters have mouths. Sometimes they just have like flesh circles. Like they just cut all the corners they could in the writing and in the animation and in the story and in the characters. It's not good. It's not good at all. I would pass on this guy. It is a trash.
Trash. A good reference to Big Order, dude. Like, I completely forgot about Big Order.
Yeah.
It goes Handshakers, Diabolic Lovers. Maybe like 2 or 3 other ones, maybe 1 or 2 other ones, and then this one, I would say. Maybe this one right after that one, I don't know. There was a couple I didn't like. I don't remember which ones those are, but maybe Aramanga Sensei then this one? No. This one's 3. This one's third worst.
Junie Taisen.
I didn't like Junie Taisen just because it shit the bed, but...
All right, Coby, you're going to go ahead and take us home.
All right. Echoing everybody else's, this anime is trash. And this is like an anime that I watched like years ago, and then I tried to tell you guys the plot of it by just remembering the key points, and then you guys went and tried to make that anime. Like, this is like nothing of just garbage, of just like big ideas thrown into like a pot, but like, and then like burnt to a crisp. I said at the beginning of this that I get really angry at animes, and when I really think an anime is like really bad, when like I see potential there, and that's what really makes my blood boil. But like, this anime just left me like cold and dead because it was just so boring and like
getting
boring
into the spirit.
Yeah, getting into the spirit.
Yeah, you're really feeling the
of
Anime
just 'cause
dumpster dive.
I can't get angry at it because it doesn't even warrant that. It doesn't deserve my anger. It deserves to be forgotten. And me speaking about how bad it is like already giving it too much credit and too much existence. So I was like,
Ow.
it's trash.
It's trash. Ow. All right. So that's four in the trash. And so, Coby, I know you when we had you on for Madoka Magica, you were like, I really want to watch a bad anime. And so I gave you a bad one. How did that feel?
Ugh. I wanted a bad one. Oh man, when I wanted a bad anime, I wanted something I could like really hate. I wanted something like Diabolic Lovers that I could just be like, man,
have you seen that piece of shit?
This is just so bad from start to finish. But this one is just like 12 episodes where just like I'm beating my head against the fucking wall. Just like I'm just like, oh my god, what are they gonna do now? Like I can't even love to hate it. Like it's like one below that where it's like love to hate it is like kind of enjoyable, but like just kind of hate it is just the worst thing. So thank you.
You know the kind of cringe that the main character gave you at the beginning when he was like the super mega cool guy and everything he did was perfect,
Right?
And he was a hot vampire with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but for an entire anime. That's Diabolic Lovers.
That's what I feel like. I could. My emotions could be higher for Diabolic Lover because I could hate watch it so much. I'm like, this is so bad. But when the plot and the writing and like the structure of it is just so nonsensical, and like how the writers just forget plot points from like start to finish, and like how does this come to air? Like that's just
true.
Just trash.
That is true about Diabolic Lovers. I think in episode 3, I sent Jake a text that said, "This can't be real."
You did.
While we were watching that one.
Yeah. I was filled with a few. Well, you really hit it, Coby, when you're filled with just copious amounts of rage that you have never been able to put to words ever until now, and then it formulates into this beautiful hatred of something. I've never hated Diabolic Lovers, anything for that matter, as much as I hate that anime. Oh,
he called out the entire fan base.
He called out the entire fan base. Wanted to fight a bunch of 12-year-olds.
That's not what I said. I said that if you like that, you're stupid.
And
that's what I said.
And fight them. So we'll go ahead and we'll change pace. We'll change to something that we've been enjoying, and that is our seasonal anime, which just so happens to be the anime of the season that the Nerd Blaze is doing their weekly reaction reviews to, and that anime is Zombieland Saga.
Why did we steal their idea?
No, I did it first. Coby texted me.
You did not. I
Coby
sent you the message. I clearly sent you videographic evidence, and I had it first.
No, Coby texted me. Coby texted me. He goes, "Hey, what anime are you guys doing for your seasonal anime?" And I said, "Zombieland Saga." And he goes, "All right, how do you spell that?" And I said, "I just texted it to you, you son of a bitch."
That's not true at all. I sent him a screenshot of it.
Oh God, it's Jake.
Shot of how I came up with it first, like days earlier. Just like
Jake,
we're gonna do this proof.
I can't.
What?
To the island.
Death
to the
penalty.
island with you.
To the island with
No.
you.
No,
Not the Lost Island either.
No, it just happened to be a little thing of happenstance. I mean, I like how it's. Oh, I stole their Zombieland idea. Coby literally stole Cells at Work. He was on our podcast.
Okay, wait, that one might be
where I announced that we're going to watch Cells at Work, and then they started doing Cells at Work.
Both of our seasonals have been the same?
Yes.
I didn't steal it. I didn't steal Cells at Work. I was more passive for Cells at Work because I asked Jeff, my partner, who's on the show last week, just like, which one do you want to do for the season? And he's like, what about Cells at Work? I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool.
It's just a podcast part.
Oh, yeah, Cells at Work. I've never heard of it. Why don't we do that?
His partner in the business of podcasting. Guys, okay.
My Oz. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, DJ.
Okay.
I just knew that's what they were thinking, Coby.
Yeah, thanks, DJ.
Well, I mean, as a listener of Anime Ricochet, I do ship Jeff and Coby. Their ship name is Jacoby.
I like Kef.
That's a funny joke because that's my name. I feel like people listening.
Oh, that's funny.
You don't like Kobeth?
Kobeth? Kobe beef?
Kobe beef?
Farther from the truth.
Okay. Anyway, I digress.
Yes, we're watching Zombieland Saga.
Zombieland Saga. So, I had Coby do the synopsis for this, and I had DJ do the synopsis. I had DJ do the Zombieland breakdown last week. So, Anthony, what is Zombieland Saga about?
Zombieland Saga is about a bunch of these girls who have died at different times of their lives and now have been given a breath of life in the form of being a zombie. And they're put to work right away at revitalizing the land of Saga. Well, not the land, but a portion of Japan known as Saga. And their horrifically hilarious antics are therefore put to screen for our enjoyment, and it has been a lovely roller coaster that I'm so happy to watch.
All right, so we're going to be talking about episodes 6 and 7 of Zombieland Saga, so if you don't want to be spoiled about those episodes, go ahead and skip to the time above. Okay, so episode 6 is I'm not going to break them down like I do with the recap. We'll just talk about the episodes. Episode 6 had a really cool moment in showing us a couple of the girls' deaths, which is something I really liked, because that was something I was really
crazy.
Hoping to see in the show, is just the different girls dying.
Jake loves deaths.
As much as me.
Not as much as Anthony and Coby. Coby
I
commented on one of our anime things saying what makes an anime good is death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I love the death in anime. Kill those characters.
It is, it's sometimes it's so palpable. Like it's like
the death.
Yeah.
The death.
Oh yeah. It's sometimes like that. You know what I mean, you jackass. Like
palpable's the right word.
Yeah, you didn't even let me finish. All you said, you just came at me with attacking me with my vocab here. It's such a poignant. How about that? Poignant scene when a character that you are in love with goes through something so traumatizing, even to the point of dying. I love that, because then not only does that fuel your connection for that character, but it also revitalizes, your want to continue the plot. And continue
also,
moving
your
the series
favorite character's dead, so you gotta find a new favorite character. So
exactly.
That's good too.
Well, that's
exactly
what's great about Zombieland Saga.
I was kidding.
Is all of our favorite characters are already dead, so we just get to see how they die. Oh, Kobe.
Just like
Kataru is not dead.
Kataru is not dead. That we know of. Kobe,
it's just like The Walking Dead.
So,
all our favorite characters are the zombies, so...
So, Kobe, besides Kataru, who's your best girl?
After these 2 episodes, I think it's I.
Yeah, it's I.
Ooh.
It's not legendary Taiyamata?
She was up there to begin with in the chicken episode. And I really liked Biker Psycho? Saki. I liked her a lot. But I just think after this episode, to see what they went through, I think I is pulled ahead.
Eyes pulled ahead.
Yeah. Love me some character development. Yeah. I loved these 2 episodes.
Yeah. Speaking of I, we found out that I died because she got hit by lightning.
That's ridiculous.
She's not gonna miss her shot. And then she gets hit by lightning.
Yeah, she does the Hamilton pose.
She's doing the Hamilton pose and gets shot by lightning.
So, and we also find out that Junko, the 80s idol, died in a plane crash. And this, very similar...
Like many idols of the 80s.
Yeah. Is that when Day of the Music died? Type stuff?
Who?
Anyway. Like the one where Buddy Holly and Big Bopper died in the plane crash.
They died in a plane crash? Yeah.
The Big Bop?
Day of the Music died?
Yeah. That was
American Pie?
Yeah, American Pie. That's like the 80s, right? That happened?
Sure. I think so. Maybe.
Maybe a little referencing
86. Yeah.
Anyway. And, so... it really focuses on our 2 girls who were actually idols, and these 2 episodes, and I liked both their character developments. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just doing one of those in between thought noises where I'm like,
I loved how the show finally got into the differences between idols from different periods, because I think that's something I really wanted to see from the beginning, about how all these girls from different periods of times would interact and, be a cohesive unit, and we really haven't gotten that now. But having your two ideologies clash from an 80s idol who's never interacted with fans before because that just wasn't a possibility in the 80s, compared to an idol who already had her shot and rose up through the ranks and became an idol, afraid to do that all again. Yeah, she didn't throw away her shot. Was great, just character building moments that really brought me back to the show. Because honestly, I think episode 5 was pretty funny, but episodes 3 and 4 like teetered with me about like how I wasn't really into this very much. But these moments with Ai and Junko really brought it home with their character development.
Okay. And go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead. You're already more through.
I was going to say, and we got to see some. I'm happy to say that I'm starting to notice the CGI getting just a little bit better. I don't know. It might just be me. Is it just me?
I don't think the CGI is getting better, but I saw a comment on one of the on the latest episode's thread, and someone's like, "Oh, the CGI looks bad, so I don't want to watch it." And a person commented going, "I will tell you right now, the CGI does not harm the quality of the show. Like, the show is still fun, like the writing's still good, and the music is good. Like the CGI is not terrible and doesn't harm the quality of the show." And I absolutely agree with that.
There. You know?
I would think that it takes away from it. I would
exactly.
agree with that.
I don't think it makes the show any less good because of the little bits of CGI.
My partner Jeff would disagree with you. He hates the blocky CGI. And what he hated about this is that it's only with them, because Iron Frill and their movement, they didn't have the CGI 3D blocking in their dance moves, but it was just Fran Choo-Choo who did, and that's what really made him mad. He was just like, it shows that they don't need to use it, but anytime it's the 3D animation, it completely takes them out of it. I'm in a neutral camp where it's just like, okay, it doesn't take away from it. I don't like it. Like, I wish they had the more fluid animation, but I agree it doesn't take away from it.
For my argument as to why this Iron Frill wasn't CGI was because I don't think we'll see Iron Frill perform that song again. I think we'll see, because the second song Fran Choo-Choo did is their song that they've been performing.
Yeah, it's the same one.
I'm a banana, you're a banana, banana. But the first song, I was a little upset with the first song because I was expecting that to not be CGI, but that only makes me think that we'll see that performance again sometime later.
So they're just juxtaposed. Did you like the first song, did you like their new song or their old song more?
I like their new song.
I like new.
I like
their
the
old
old song.
song. We're
You guys aren't real Fran Choo-Choo fans if you don't like.
No, are you serious?
I'm tired halfway through my first listen.
Okay, all right.
What'd you say, Coby?
I said that I really don't like that first song, the original song. It got tired for me like halfway through the very first listen. I'm like, please don't do this again.
I thought that the remix of it was better than its normal version. Like the remake, the like auto-tuned remix that they did at the end was better than the normal version of it.
Auto-tuned remix, which is way to say struck by lightning.
She got hit by lightning. Oh yeah, because they get hit by lightning again, which is something I thought was really cool.
But they're zombies.
Luckily, they're zombies. Because another idol girl group would have died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because all of them get hit by lightning. I like the new song they did more because more of the girls have parts in it. Like they.
I love when he grabs the thing and he goes, "Play the music."
Coby, I really wanted you on here since we started watching this because I want to let you know everyone here agrees with you, with Kotaro being an awesome character. And just
he's amazing.
I think he's a genius, and I stand by the fact that I think he's a mastermind, that he has a bigger plan in the works here, that he's not just a crazy dude, that he is trying to save Saga.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's something that I forgot to bring up with Jeff, too. Is on your guys' reaction recap is that there's this idea floated that that he does things like stupidly and they kind of work out, like telling the girls like, "Oh, I'm going to go see sights," and he's expecting the girls not to do that.
Right.
My theory of this is that he does that stuff on purpose to make them more human. Because he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go see sights." So he plants the idea in their head to go see sights. And that's how come they're never punished for leaving. They're never punished for going on the internet and finding out stuff. It's him wanting them to keep their humanity. So I think that's
pretty deep.
So I think that, like, even then, like he when he's telling the he's telling the woman, the pharmaceutical woman, oh, like they're hard at practice, and then he sees them walking and he distracts her from looking at them.
Yeah.
Like some people have taken that as like, oh, like he doesn't want to be found out that they're escaped. But my idea is he just told her that the band was hard at work, and like that's like lying to your employer.
Yeah, that makes it look bad right there.
Yeah. So I'm in the firm believer that everything he's been doing has been on purpose.
I agree with you. I think he has a plan, and he's smarter than the show makes him out to be. And I think in this episode 7, he clearly had the line after they finished the performance. He's like, "Good, it's finally begun." So I think his master plan is just around the corner. I have faith.
This is a 12-episode season, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we hit our little halfway mark.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. I think that we're going to see it come to fruition a little bit sooner than hopefully just the
watch him do
episode 11 and 12 or something like that.
Watch him do a full heel turn, like episode 12.
Yeah, right.
He's like, oh, by the way, I worked with the pharmacy and did all this stuff. Now zombieism is spreading throughout Saga and will evenally hit all of Japan. Woo! I'm out.
That's what I originally thought his plan was. I know that they're not going to do that, and you know he might not be a mastermind, as I firmly believe, but I was really thinking at the beginning that he was like, oh, they're going to a pharmaceutical company, and then like he's trying to get in with them more to like infect the water supply more. It's like, oh, they're just icy hot patches. Well, like, oh, the icy hot patches can spread zombieism more. But you know, I think
I'm going to spread zombieism.
Clutching at straws.
Reveal that he's going to make them the most popular idol group in the world, then reveal that they're zombies. Now you have a whole generation of children whose idols are zombies. They want to be zombies now. So all he has to do is sell it, over the counter. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
What was it? I did like his little heart-to-heart with Junko, where he basically tells her to embrace being the 80s idol that she is. Mm-hmm. And, like, again, that takes away any of my... Like, every now and then I do think maybe he might be an evil genius, but then he does stuff like that, and you're like, oh, maybe then he's just a guy who loves idols.
Fix the door.
And he tells her to...
Fix the door.
What does he yell when he kicks the door down? Kicky blow? Or whatever.
Something like that.
Also, fix this door.
Also
fix this door.
She fucking fixes the door.
Yeah, there's a scene of her drilling it together. It's funny. I just like how that scene when he's like embraced that 80s character. It's like I love how that's transitioning it more to, yes, Fran Choo-Choo's going to be a group where they all get to be their personas from their time being. I mean, like it's slow pickings. I mean, we're already on episode 7, and that hasn't really happened yet. But if that goes on fully, and by episode 12, like each character is fully embracing where they came from and who they are, that'll be great. I'll be happy.
I'm speaking of that, it looks like the next episode involves like a tough guy showing up to one of their fan events, and so I'm thinking it might be a Saki-based episode. My ears open.
But we've already had a Saki. We haven't had a Yugiri episode yet, right?
I wouldn't call Saki's love of the chicken place being a real big Saki character.
Or when she becomes the leader, that was a big Saki episode.
That was a big deal.
And she's being a pretty good leader, guys. She's doing a good job.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
I kind of started shipping her with I, just because like she's always watching out for her. And I'm a ship and trash guy.
Yeah.
Coby's like, yeah, you are trash.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You are.
What you said is true.
Ty, what do you think? Good point.
Good job.
Good point, Ty.
Good legendary Ty Yamada.
Legendary Ty Yamada.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Zombieland?
No.
Nothing besides I'm back on track with it after a few episodes of being faltering a bit. Now I'm back on board Zombieland Saga.
Cool. Anthony?
Not in this section.
I know what Anthony wants to say afterwards.
Ew.
Okay.
Better not.
I won't say it. I won't take. I've taken away from you past couple times. Okay.
If you're not.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump out of spoilers for Zombieland Saga now. Welcome back. If you skipped the spoiler section of Zombieland Saga, we are all really enjoying it.
If you're not watching it right now, you need to watch it.
If you're not watching it with us, go ahead and stop right now what you're doing. and start watching it.
That's every seasonal anime. Yeah. So, Coby,
Stop whatever you're doing to go watch it right now.
I know you've watched 3.
You feeding your kids? Stop.
Stop doing it. It's a weird, oddly specific one to hone into.
Because DJ was feeding his kids and he stopped to go watch Zombieland Saga.
Are they okay? Are they fed?
Themselves.
They're fine.
So, Coby, I know you watched 3 of our seasonal animes that we've watched. You've watched Killing Bites, Cells at Work, and are watching Zombieland Saga. I know you did a review on fucking...
Aramaki Sensei.
No, he did a review on Magical Girl Ore.
Yeah.
I know you didn't really watch it, but which of the seasonal anime do you consider the best one?
The best one still Cells at Work. Just that's just because every episode was just kind of enjoyable, even when it kind of faltered a little bit in the middle there and got boring. I still have fond memories of it. Like when I think back, man, Cells at Work was so much fun, and like learning everything and just taking in new information every single episode and learning about different functions. I was like secretly teaching me new stuff, like everything while still being enjoyable. Unless Zombieland Saga really comes in clutch in those last few episodes, I think Cells at Work is going to still come up triumphant.
Okay. For me, it's
what about
still
you
Killing
guys?
Bites.
Yeah, Killing Bites is really good. But I'd say that...
Ore.
Yeah, I would say... What did I rate it the last time? Zombieland Saga, thankfully, is hitting a pretty steady... I am definitely interested in it.
Anthony
I would
did
agree,
Killing
though.
Bites at first.
I did.
I would say that if Zombieland Saga has like some really strong episodes, it might pass up Cells at Work for me, but it definitely goes Killing Bites, Cells at Work, Magical Girl Ore.
Magical Girl Ore, Killing Bites, Cells at Work.
Yeah, I'm going to go probably Cells at Work. Probably Cells at Work, Zombieland Saga, then Killing Bites.
Oh, okay.
And Magical Girl Ore on the bottom. That's like no way it's like I'm passing judgment on Magical Girl Ore. All 4 of these shows were absolutely enjoyable. 10 times better than whatever else we were watching at the fucking time.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was just saying, my only problem with Killing Bites is like I liked it from start to finish, but I only really super got invested into it at the very end when they set up what like season 2 was going to be about, and then I realized, man, I want to watch that show like more so than like what I just watched. Like that I'm so excited for that. And I realized I lacked that feeling throughout like the previous like 11 episodes, but like this is a lot of fun, like this is cool, and then like realizing it's more just set up to like the story they really want to tell. And that's what I was like, okay. That's why it's on the bottom for me, but it's still really good.
Yeah, just because it's on the bottom doesn't mean that you find it bad.
Yeah, I still really enjoy it.
Got it. So, Coby, would you like to plug your channel?
Sure. I am on Nerdblaze on YouTube. I do a podcast with my pal, not partner, DJ, my pal Jeff.
Your anime partner.
My anime partner.
Your anime podcast making partner. There
Exactly. We do a podcast about sports anime where we as borrowing a term from this, we dive in to all the ins and outs of sports anime.
Dive on it.
Jake was on an episode of ours when we did was the horse girl running. I remember the name.
It was Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
Yes, Uma Musume Pretty Derby, and then your own Anthony is going to be on a baseball anime for us come December. That's a lot of fun.
Hey.
Watch out, boys! I'm gonna hit a home run.
I vote we do free.
We already did free.
The free imagining with DJ.
If we didn't do free like already, I liked free. Jeff did not like free.
Yeah, Jeff told us last week.
I can tell you, I'm not gonna fucking like it. I watched like 4 or 5 episodes of it. Did not like it. Is there any other swimming animes we can watch?
There's one called Dive, but I know you didn't dive.
That's diving.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What's the baseball anime?
Actually, there is a Rubik's Cube anime romantic movie film. I don't know if that's a sport.
We did one about memorizing cards, Chihara Faru.
That's a sport.
We counted that's a sport. So Rubik's Cube competition is a sport, and we did ballroom dancing. So I think your Rubik's Cube one is a sport. The baseball one that we're doing is in outs. What's
In outs.
Forget what it's called.
24 episode season.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called. As I stall to look at this, it's. Let's see. Hold on. 1 ounce. That's what
One
it is.
ounce.
1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Okay. Cool. I'm looking forward to listening to your guys' podcast about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. You ready, Anthony?
I'm so ready
To not watch a trash anime?
to not watch a trash anime. You have no idea how.
Well, how do you
excited
know it
I
won't be
am.
trash?
Yeah. Watch now. Actually, 1 ounce is gonna.
It's gonna be
worse than
garbage.
terrible.
It'll be
It's
terrible.
gonna be a secret sequel to Diabolic Lovers.
No.
It's
no,
where they play
God.
baseball, Anthony.
Oh
And then-
no.
And then
I
they
would-
rape the girl on the
They
diamond.
rape it.
I want to be on the Speed Racer episode.
So,
Okay.
Anthony, where can they find us?
They can find us down below in the links to our Twitter and Instagram. And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, we hit a podcast on every 2 weeks.
I can tell you where they can find us, Jake.
No.
Oh, no.
We're skipping you right now.
Every day.
This already got
Every
too
day
long.
they can find me. Every day I'm walking through the streets, head in a lull, rain clouds over me, walking aimlessly, not knowing where I'm going. Every day this happens, Jake. Every day I go on and on with this facade, not knowing what I need to do. I could keep going, but
It's like Diabolic Lovers all over again.
Okay. So, Anthony mentioned that we have a podcast every 2 weeks. And
Yep.
I said at the beginning of this season, I kind of broke down that we're going to have a special guest every week. Well, guess what? Jake can't do math, and we have a extra podcast that we have to account for before we get to our good anime. So I thought, you know what? DJ lost the coin toss, so we didn't watch the good anime that he wanted to watch. So I was going to do something nice for DJ. So next week, the next podcast, we will be watching I Want You to Make a Disgusted Face and Show Me Your Underwear.
Yeah!
The anime.
What? Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh my
Didn't
God.
I lose the coin toss?
No,
Didn't
no,
I
we're-
lose the coin toss?
No, we're watching A Place Further Than the Universe for the good anime of the week.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, and we're going to get that one with Gare.
Oh,
But
thank God.
we are watching I Want
What's
You.
the name of it again?
We are watching I Want You to Make a Disgusted Face and Show Me Your Underwear.
What does that even like? Wait,
It's
who
an
makes
anime
this?
about
Like,
how
you
people
tell
show the guy their underwear.
So but you tell the girl because you want the girl to have a disgusted face when they're
Yes.
showing you their underwear.
Do
Do I understand that?
The premise of the show is that this guy knows all these women, and he ends up like gaining favors from them, and he uses them all on making them show him his underwear, but they also have to be disgusted with him.
All right, so he's a deep character study.
So
There
that's
is-
what we're doing this week, right?
Kobe, there is a second season of 3.
next podcast.
Yeah,
in 2
we
weeks,
watched that.
We'll be doing that one.
Oh, you watched that?
Okay.
As well as episodes 8 and 9 of Zombieland Saga.
Here's a rollerblading anime called Air Gear.
Yeah,
DJ
that's on our list.
DJ's like, get me on the podcast, Kobe.
We watch on one all. I know there's a running one too that came out like this season. I forgot
Yeah.
what it's called, but I want you on that one, Jake.
Run like
because
the wind.
You run.
I'm about to start it because did I tell you it's made by the creators of Haiku?
No, but I heard that it was, so that automatically puts it on a must-watch list. If all you guys have not watched a 60-episode volleyball anime called Haiku yet, go watch that, because that's the
Oh.
best one.
Volleyball anime.
Really?
It's amazing.
Does it have proper physics?
It's also
Yeah.
men, Anthony. It's
men.
men playing volleyball.
Oh,
If it was
well,
women's
same
volleyball,
question.
it would be
Does it have?
boring.
It doesn't matter.
Does
It's
it
so
have
good.
Proper bounce physics.
The quick rundown of the best sports animes is Haiku, then I'm going to say Ping Pong the animation, then Baby Steps. Watch all 3 of those.
Haiku
I think
beats
Jeff
ping pong.
put ping pong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Haiku is amazing.
Jeff has ping pong as the highest, I believe.
Yeah, he does. That's one of his favorite ones from childhood, and that's the one I think I want DJ to watch.
You want DJ
I
to
just
watch
have-
ping
What about
pong?
Bakuten Shoot Beyblade?
Okay.
I could be on that
Google
for that
sports
that anime.
All right.
I could be on that one, Jeff. I could be
What
I
about
can do
Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1?
We're gonna have a time sometime where all three of you are gonna be on, and then it's just gonna be all of us.
It'd be hysterical.
that.
There's a Season 3,
Cats
free,
Cats and
dive
dogs
into the
living
future.
together. Mass
Okay.
hysteria.
All right.
Mass
I'll
hysteria. Cats
put
and
this
dogs.
one out there. If you guys are for it, I'll watch Diabolic Lovers Season 2, and we can all
We'll have you guys all. Yeah, you guys will be on there with us. We'll have one sports anime with all of us, and then one terrible anime with all of us.
That'd be fun. It'll be a crossover event.
It'll be a
is this?
prequel to
A
the 2013
crossover
Kyoto
episode?
Animation Series
Yes.
free.
I got you.
Thank you.
Oh, it was a one-episode prequel.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
We could do
Okay.
a double feature.
Jake, just tell him goodbye already, please.
Jake,
I
and
wanna go
Anthony.
sleep.
Me, Jake, and Anthony rewatch Handshakers and watch Diabolical Lovers Season 2, and then we could all do it together.
All talk at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll just
We can all
we'll just-
talk at the same
It's
time.
Anime Ricochet, Anime Dumpster Dive, same episode, same time. Jeff and I talk about sports. You guys talk about trash anime, but just over each other.
Anime
Oh,
dumpster.
now that one.
Anime
Anime
ricochet.
dumpster.
dive
Anime
and
Dumpster Ricochet Dive.
Anime
Yeah.
dumpster
Anime
ricochet.
Dumpster Ricochet Dive.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Coby, thank you so much for coming on the podcast again and watching a bad anime with us. And
Thanks for having me. Anytime.
it was great having you. Thank you again.
It's been a pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. All right. Well, thank you again for listening. Have a great day.
Or night, whenever
baby.
you're watching it. What?
Okay, I was waiting for you guys. Normally, you guys talk over me during that part, and no one did.
I was waiting for
Seriously, Kobe, thanks for
Yeah,
coming
thank you so
on
much
to
for
the
coming on, man.
podcast.
Of course. Anytime. I
Definitely
love this,
make-
guys.
you do.